Hello everyone, welcome to Sunday night, and of course it's Happy Valentine's Day as well, isn't it? Wherever you are around the globe then, I gotta say, I hope you've all had a loving day. I certainly have indeed there. I've had a lot of self-loving today. Oh goodness me, I do mean in terms of in chocolate going in my belly and nothing else. Right then, we have got 16 turns around this historic circuit here in Barcelona, in Catalunya then, 2.8 miles this circuit is. The lap record holder is actually by Danny Ricciardo, which I'm sure is actually broken by Lewis Hamilton, wasn't it, last season or something like that? In 2019 or 20, I'm sure it was. But in ALR's world, it is actually set by Cookie, who's got a 1:17.247. He got the full house last night, didn't he? Not last night, last season. Pole position, fastest lap, and the race win as well. Very impressive indeed then, but I think that what could have been, I think, was the story of the season last season, and also the other story of the season was that John Cox had an almighty old shunt on his 50th Grand Prix start, didn't he? My goodness me, that was quite a scary incident. Unfortunately, Jonathan is not here tonight, which is a big blow, because that is only the third time that he is not going to be racing in ALR since making his debut there, so that is absolutely fantastic. I wish my attendance record was like that. Oh goodness me. Anyway, let's go through the drivers and the constructors standings, shall we? I forgot to swallow. We've got Emerson, who's currently leading the championship. He's 43 points in front of Knowlesy in second position now. The top two have got the most race wins as well this season. 2 apiece for Emerson and for Knowlesy as well. 43 points separates those two drivers. Whatever happens here tonight, Emerson will not lose the championship lead. Whatever happens here tonight, then we've got Milan in third position, and just like Knowlesy, Milan's had an absolutely fantastic start to the season, his best start to the season of his entire ALR career. In fifth position, we have Cartboy, a great debut season in goal for Cartboy, magnificent stuff. Same with Gurman as well, and I feel that Gurman has been very unlucky. Mainly because I put the commentator's curse on him, haven't I? We have got Walker in seventh position, and eighth position is Liam, with Vitard ninth and Farf completing the top 10 as well. 4 drivers are yet to get off the mark or underneath the underneath 0, which is Paynes on -4. We got Gunnar on 0 and Fireshot on 0 as well. In the constructor standings, it looks like this. 42 points separates the top two at the moment, which is Renault, who are in front of Alfa Romeo, who is second. And, of course, Renault aiming to become 2-time Constructors World Champions. Magnificent stuff. And the first team to do it in ALR, to do it 2 in a row. Alpha Tauri are in third position. They have doubled their position. They've gone from 6th to 3rd. Fantastic stuff. McLaren 1 point back at the moment with BWT Racing Point are in 5th position as well. It's Nip and Tuck between those 3 teams, and I think that's going to be the story of the season. Haas is in 6th position, and they're about 30 points away from Racing Point. Mercedes is 7th. Red Bull have climbed up a position to 8th position, which means Williams have dropped down to 9th, and Ferrari are propping up the table in 10th position at the moment. Then joint constructors, I did have it on my screen, but I broke it as taking a very long time to get into the session. Now let me take a look at the comments, shall we? We got Gio, who's first, second, third, bang. Impressive stuff. We have also got Ayrton saying, hello Sean, good evening Ayrton. Goro saying, good luck everyone. Equals, good luck gold. Brilliant stuff indeed. Diego's asked if I'm going to commentate in Spanish tonight. Hola. No, wait, is that Hawaiian? I don't know, to be honest. But that's all I know is hola. Oh, I know a dos tres. I think that's what Pitbull sings, isn't it? When he sings that I Know You Want Me thing. We have got Becca saying, evening. Hello, Rebecca. Or I should say Becca. We've got Gunnar as well. Evening, everyone. Gunnar's going to be on an absolute high tonight because in the football world, Arsenal have absolutely, well, I think Aubameyang got a hat-trick, didn't he? And I think I was expecting Leeds to have a bit of a mini comeback towards it. And I think Gunnar would have been a bit sweaty, but it was a good win there for Arsenal, wasn't it? Let's not talk about Liverpool or anything like that, shall we? Let's leave them to the back. We've got Shedder saying, hello, good evening, Shedder. Of course, he's making his debut tonight. We've got 2 debutants in the field. We'll talk about them too in just a jiffy. Mr. Gurman is saying, Mr. Worldwide, indeed. As Diego is loving my Spanish lessons as well. Great stuff indeed. As we've got Milan, who's currently out on the course as well. Let me take take a look then to see if the debutants are out. We have one debutant out on course. It is Harry, who is driving in place of Payne, and I feel that unfortunately Payne might have lost his full-time seat, unfortunately. We've got a Haas car who is pointing the wrong way, which is Maxi, and oh goodness me, right from the get-go, the Haas driver has damaged the car. He's going to have to come back in the pits, and that is going to be a oh dear. So Max then unfortunately finding the one of two very precarious spots on the course then, turn 2, and here is Harry, and as he flies through turn 9, that's where John Cox had the biggest smash of his ALR career in from what I can remember anyway. But yeah, Harry making his debut tonight. Then let's see how well he does in the Alpha Tower. Then, of course, in replace of Payne's, unfortunately, who's not here. We've also got the other debutant as well, which is simply Shedder there, or Shenner. I think it's Shenner there. I'm going to get really tongue-tied. And let's go on board with him, shall we? Yes, and he's also making his debut as well tonight. 2 full debutants in the field. And good stuff indeed there. Farfair, very much wanting to see what the new reserve drivers can do then. So we'll keep an eye on them as this race unfolds and all this this qualifying unfolds. Oh goodness me, let me turn off my Facebook notifications. I don't want to hear any of that. Echo is on board at the moment. Now, Echo he's got a black and purple tribute helmet tonight for his neighbour, of course. Unfortunately, and his neighbour lost his life over the past week. So that's a great settlement there for Echo, and a lot of drivers will also be wearing black and purple helmets as well. So good, great stuff from the drivers, and and of course we all share thoughts and go to the family and friends, and Echo doing a very good, doing a great tribute here tonight with the helmet colours as well. And it's great to see a lot of drivers got the purple and black helmets on. And here's at Milan then. So is Milan there? Goodness me. And then I think he's doing a bit of rallycross there. Per Soberg would absolutely love that. More, I should have said more like Carlos Sainz, really. Of course, the rally world champion. Wasn't he 2-time rally world champion, or was he just 1 time? I can't remember. He won it in 91, didn't he? Possibly. But there you go. My memory is failing me already in this session then. We got Serious Special now. Gunnar, always high, and evening and good luck all as well. Harry goes into the 15.457 then, straight from the get-go. Milan now, you can see had an almighty lot of opposite lock there in his opening run then. V-Top then is invalidated this time. He's going to have to go around the circle again. So Spain's been on the F1 calendar since 1991 then, and I was around 2 years old then. Goodness gracious me. But of course there we all remember the incredible battle between Senna and Mansell going down the main straight there. It was a brilliant race as well. I think Spain used to be like round 14 or 15 in the championship, wasn't it? And of course Spain in terms of ALR has got a lot of history, hasn't it, in terms of silver. Anyway, of course, it was here where Glock took his world championship, and it was our first ever silver world champion, wasn't it? And Schender goes into second position then on a 15.2 then. Some good times then from the 2 debutants, because at the moment they are topping the time sheets. Impressive stuff indeed then. Echo is coming back into the pits, and he's not looking too happy with the car there, so he's going to come back in and have another bite of the cherry as well. Just watching Diego, who was enjoying my Spanish interpretation of the language, or more likely butchering it. Simply Shedder is left for session there, so that's not good. Luckily he has set a time in, and that's a pretty competitive time at this stage of proceedings. And Milan has gone faster on the 14.7 there. Milan is unfortunately had in the Dutch Grand Prix, Milan had a lot of bad luck, hasn't he, in the last 2 years, so hopefully he can put that behind him now as we're here in Spain, and hopefully he can get himself on the winner rostrum, because he's never won a race, which I think is absolutely astounding, isn't it, for the man of his talent. So hopefully Milan could put that to one side and get himself a victory here tonight. On board Diego as well in the Racing Point then, out of turn number 16 then, and up to the line then. Let's see what the Racing Point driver could do. He compels himself into 4th position. Lovely stuff indeed then. What about the Ferrari? I see Mr. Elite out there. Echo is in the pits at the moment. I love that shot of just streaming past you. It's brilliant, isn't it? Equals then is on the coming up to the final part of the course as well. This is the last time we're going to be racing around this modification of the circuit, because they've made modifications to turn 10, haven't they? As As I think they've gone back to more of the old part, the old version of the course, haven't they? Really, which I do prefer that old version as well. It's a shame they can't get rid of the Mickey Mouse chicane in the final sector as well, so we can just have the blast of turn 13 and 14. And Equals is the slowest of the time so far in the Mercedes. Yeah, I think that he's going to have to find a bit more time then out of that Mercedes. And we've got one of the Alfa Romeos there just off to the right hand side of us as well. It was V-Top then just coming back into the pits as well. What about Emerson? Emerson in the previous stages of this championship, of this race, I should say, as he goes fast, then has been absolutely mega, hasn't he? He's won 2 races in 3 Grand Prix attempts here. He's been magnificent, hasn't he? Emerson has, and of course he's starting to rack up quite a nice record. He possibly could have won here last season. I got to say, Cookie was absolutely magnificent, wasn't he? But if Emerson didn't have the technical gremlins that plagued his start of last season, then perhaps he could have won this one. He could be going for 4 in a row, which would have been an ALR record. At the moment, though, he is on pole position at the moment. No, he's not. He's fastest at the moment. And Sloth is saying, evening, Walker is going to spin Bella. I can't say that. Walker is going to spin. On board with Liam, as well. We have got Serious Mushroom. Is it Easter Jesus back? Well, he is indeed. He is currently just coming out on the circuit now. Then the Cart Boy's gone 5th fastest. Liam is in 6th position. Well, and then here is Indian Jesus as well. Echo on turn 2. Gurman's in validator's time round. Here comes Sloth's favourite, I think, or I'm not sure, but he thinks he's going to spin first. Indian Jesus coming up into the formidable turn 9 as well. Of course, we saw McLaren go head over heels there, didn't we, this time last season? As we got Shender needs a invite. If someone could invite him back in, that'd be great stuff indeed. Then, as Becca is giving a bit of a laugh emoji as well. So, if anyone who's watching the stream on the old, who's actually participating in the race, if you can invite simply Shender back, that'll be great stuff indeed. And unfortunately, he's left for session. He's currently 4th fast at the moment now. So, is that comfortable? I think it is at the moment. But having said that, we got the times are starting to tumble now. Emerson and Milan there on the 14.7s at the moment. Everyone else is in the 15s at the moment in this first part of qualifying. Echo on board with him now as he's coming out to 16 and in car 40 as well as he comes up to the line, and Echo goes 10th fastest in the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed. And Mr. Lee is going for a second bite of the cherry as well as he comes over the final turn, and Ferrari currently last in the Constructors' Championship, which I find quite difficult to believe with the caliber of drivers they have in that team. But they've had a lot of bad luck, haven't they, so far? And I've got to say, Indian Jesus are really setting a good benchmark at the moment now, as we've got Equals just catapulting himself back up to 9th position as well. Carlson simply Shender come back into the oh my word, then look at the top 3 down. I haven't seen Shender come back into this yet then, so if someone could invite him, that'd be absolutely magnificent. Let me adjust me headpiece. There we go. So the top 3 are separated by less than a tenth of a second there. Emerson 14 at 7.72, Gurman 14 at 7.89, Milan 14 at 7.94. Then it's a whisker between the top 3. Fantastic, isn't it? We've only just got going in, so I'm really looking forward to the end of this qualifying session, but we've got 2 more parts to get through. Walker is struggling to get through turn 15, but it looks like, oh my word, that's a very much a raging ball, isn't it? On board with Murphy, he's dropped down into 4th position in the World Championship, hasn't he? But once again, Murphy is just so good at just accumulating points. He's really impressive at accumulating points, isn't he, Murphy? He's not finished out the points not once this season, and his worst position was 6th position, which was in the Dutch and Australian Grand Prix. That is why he is in 4th position in the championship at the moment. I think he did a very good job actually to get himself back in there. Serious Motion there, the top 3 times are already unreal. They really are indeed. I've got to say, there is there's an incredible buffer there, isn't it, between the top 3 and the rest of the field so far. We haven't seen Murphy come through yet then, but Murphy is more of a racing prowess driver than a qualifying prowess driver. Having said that, he has 4 pole positions to his name then, so perhaps I don't know what I'm talking about, which is standard stuff really, isn't it? Nosey coming up into turn 9 as well. Nosey very unlucky, wasn't he, in the Dutch Grand Prix. He went flying, didn't he? When we was watching the highlights reel back just a minute ago, goodness me, he took air, didn't he, going into turn out of turn 1 there. Goodness gracious me there. And that was a shame there for Knowles. He wasn't it? As Emerson's retired from the session there, but he is safe and sound in the pits. What about Walker? Out of turn 16 as well. There's a lot of he not took a lot of the track there on the exit, but my goodness me, I am absolutely astounded by that. A 14.770, 2 fouls per second in front of Emerson. The top 4 are in a league of their own, and Knowles is in 5th position at the moment as well. He is the meat in the McLaren sandwich. Wow, impressive times indeed then. And the opening part of this qualifying session, magnificent stuff indeed then. As we're just watching, I was just watching at the moment Walker, who is just coming back in the pits at the moment. That's absolutely mega stuff indeed. So in the drop zone we have Echo, V Todd and Gunnar. They are quite close together as well. Both Williams cars will not be take part in qualifying then, as they have been very naughty boys, haven't they? So V Todd has improved up into 10th position at the moment then, as he comes across the line as well. Schender says that I can invite him too. Okay, but I've hopefully that one of the admins will be able to invite you, my good sir. V Todd is currently 10th fastest at the moment, so he is currently through into qualifying 2 at the moment. So who is in the drop zone at the moment was Diego, Echo, Gunnar, Farf and Fireshot. Those are the 5 drivers that we are very concerned about at this moment in time. Serious Mushroom, and the next 8 are fudging fast as well. Goodness me. Schender needs one fast, and so it just shows that none of the admins watch this anyway. So we're just watching V Todd as he is now going through at 7 and 8 as well. To be honest, I don't blame the admins, because they probably have enough of me in the old chat anyway, so yeah, I don't blame them, to be fair. Just watching V Todd then coming back into the pits as well. Liam then is currently in 13th position at the moment. We got Serious Munch saying he doesn't like to pause the stream, mate. No, I don't. I don't like the blue screen or anything like that. And Walker is retired from the session at the moment. And simply Schender, though, is currently in 9th position, though, isn't he? So he's I think he's very strong in that position at the moment, isn't he? I don't think he's not in too much danger just yet, but the track is evolving, isn't it? This is not going to stay static, is it? And that is why Schender wants to get back into the session as quickly as possible, because the track is evolving, isn't it? You're just going to get quicker and quicker. Pirelli rubber likes Pirelli rubber, and of course, you get more grip, don't you? As the Pirelli rubber is laid down. Liam, in 13th position at the moment, and struggling with that back end out of turn 4, and also struggling to make any improvement on his current time at the moment. Now from Liam, I think he's going to be a bit nervous at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? Fireshot is out on track at the moment then, so here comes Fireshot then on an outlap. He had an appalling qualifying session in his 50th Grand Prix start, didn't he, at the where was we last week? The Dutch Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed, wasn't it, for Fireshot? Magnificent, but unfortunately, it was a fantastic race. It was an appalling qualifying, wasn't it? Absolutely terrible stuff indeed. Diego going over the curb there, and he would have lost an almighty amount of momentum there. So we're on board Diego coming out of turn 10 as well. There it is, and wing is what is called on the racing point. We call it DRS then. As I just what Gordo saying, supporting Harry and Simply Schender there on as it's their first race, and good stuff indeed there, Gordo. Yep, and I think that both of them have fitted in quite nicely, haven't they? 7th and 9th position in a very competitive field. It's pretty impressive stuff, to say the least, isn't it? Very good stuff indeed. Diego coming out of turn, oh my word, there out of turn number 16 then, and Diego goes 13th fastest then, and once again Maxi is going to have to find some pace in that Haas, and here's Fireshot. He's invalidated this time with 3.5 minutes to go in the Williams there. Has he got enough fuel there to go for another by the chair? We'll keep an eye on that on Fireshot. Just watching Maxi then, who is in turn 4 as well, and so he's in the middle part of the course at the moment. Then half time is Everton is 0-0 as I've just looked down, and because my phone was vibrating and tickling my toes, as we got Echo saying thank you to the guys who are wearing the black and purple helmets, and that is the majority of the field then. So great stuff indeed there. Good solidarity there from the drivers out, and so for a good cause, isn't it? And very good stuff indeed. So Maxi is 0.2 of a second down the second intermediate split time. He is going to be very concerned about that, isn't it? I think he's going to be very concerned about that because he's only got 3 minutes to go to really rectify this issue. Otherwise, he's going to be out qualifying. Of course, there's 3 parts of qualifying in Formula 1 and ALR these days. It is Q1, Q2, and Q3. Murphy has just popped himself into 6th position at the moment because someone did that for Murphy. Echo's back out on the track as well. Equals is just finishing off his time. Fire shot is having another bite of the chair as well. So Maxi did not improve, and Equals is trying to lower the bar and trying to make himself feel a bit more secure. Then Harry has retired from the session then, but he is in 8th position, and that should be enough to get himself through into qualifying at 2 then. Equals has gone across the line, and he is 13th fastest now then, so he's lowered the bar for himself. He's 0.4 of a second in front of Diego, who is in 14th, so he's slipping down the order as well. Maxi, that's a much better first split time now. It's a 10th of a second up then. We'll keep an eye on what he can do. Here's Fire Shot then. He's currently last of the runners so far, isn't he? Far Faircourse, who's got a qualifying ban there for being a naughty boy, hasn't he? Which I'm not surprised at, as Far is a bit of a bad boy, isn't he? I think Alexandra Burke sung a song about him, didn't she? Oh, goodness me. Fire Shot coming across the line. Oh my word, he is in 6th position. Fire Shot is there. That is confidence of the man, isn't it? In his 51st Grand Prix start now of ALR. I've got to say, he's like a bit of furniture now in ALR. he's just here, isn't he? He's incredible. As we got a couple of cars that are really slowing down there, and that's Echo and Murphy. Then remember, as Max is invalidated his time, he's just putting more and more pressure on himself at the moment, isn't he? In the Haas car, he could be out qualifying once again. Then, oh dear, as and just on board as well at the moment. Shender still hasn't got into the session yet, so yeah, that's not good at all, is it? Really, if someone could invite Shender, that would be absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. Then, and of course, Serious Merchant saying, "I'll do one for tomorrow." Echo, good stuff indeed. As we got Serious Merchant there cheering on the Williams lads at the moment. They're currently at 6th and 20th on the grid. Farf is not going to get any higher than that. What about Liam? Yeah, he needs to get higher than that, and he is currently in the facility of getting through into qualifying too. Good stuff indeed then. As Becca's saying, ask Discord there, Shender. Yes, ask Discord, but yeah, because he wants to get into qualifying too as quickly as possible, doesn't he? I think, doesn't Shender need to get into qualifying too before the session starts? Is that right? I don't really know, to be honest. That just shows how much I know about this game, doesn't it? Here comes Liam, yeah, and that is much better for Liam, yeah. Well, he's 13th at the moment, and Carboy is emerged onto the course. Equals is very much balancing on the edge there, isn't he? Being knocked out there. This is a very competitive opening qualifying performance. My goodness me, usually usually I'm right up there and talking about all kinds of nonsense, but not here tonight. It's a magnificent competitive qualifying field. I'm loving this. Echo coming out of the final turn then, and does Echo improve? He is in 10th position. Equals is out of qualifying, and simply Shender has joined the session. Fantastic. Here comes Gunnar coming up to the line, and Gunnar stays 19th fastest, and those are our 5 drivers that have left the session. Not left the session, been eliminated from the session, I should say. Far 20th on the grid there, but he's really good at coming from the back of the field, isn't he, Farf? So do not count out Farf. He's got a lot of experience in ALR, hasn't he? As this is, if I'm not very much mistaken, where is he on my spreadsheet? Oh, there he is. This is actually Farf's 73rd Grand Prix start in gold. Magnificent, isn't it, for Farf? Cartboy a 10th of a second up in the second intermediate split time. So his 73rd Grand Prix start for Farf here tonight. So he's going to be using all that experience, isn't he? Gunnar out qualifying as well in 19th position. Then Maxi in 18th position in the Haas. Diego in 17th, and Equals getting knocked out of qualifying in 16th position as well. Carboy is through by 200 of a second then, but I think that he's just completing this lap. He is completing this lap, and it's a good final run then for Carboy. Magnificent indeed then. Taylor saying, I hope I'll be with you all tomorrow then. Yeah, I hope so too, my good man. And Becca saying that probably Shender hasn't been asked to come back in because he's a bit too quick. He really is indeed. 1 lap out of the bag, and he's 13th already. Magnificent. Same with Harry as well. 2 really good debut results, actually. I'm looking forward to this one. I do like seeing new drivers. It gets the blood really pumping, doesn't it? And As Shender did get through on a banker lap as well. As Serious Mushroom saying that there are some shockers out again. Yes, they are. And let's just elaborate on Mushroom's point now. Out of qualifying then is the Williams of Far, Fenguna out of qualifying, Maxi Diego and Equals all out of qualifying. I'm sure Equals was at the sharp end of the field in the Dutch Grand Prix. It's quite a different track from the race in Zandvoort compared to here in Barcelona tonight, isn't it? As we go on to qualifying 2 in just a jiffy as well. And I've got my hairband is falling out, and that's not good, is it? There we go. I've propped it all back up as well. Oof. Well, as we go into qualifying 2 as well, of course, it is a day of love, isn't it? But goodness me, there's not a lot of love on the track, is there? There's not a lot of love in the old Discord either, by the sounds of it. There's Shender there really struggles to get an invite back in there. I think there's a lot of drivers have probably been rocked by the 2 debutants there, coming out of the box very quick, aren't they? My word there. I remember those the reserves only get asked about remember that the reserve drivers don't have a week to practice. Well, they technically do, but they do not know if they're definitely racing, so it is a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it, really, if you don't know when you're racing or not. So and I gotta say, for me, for example, it's very difficult to motivate myself when I know I'm not racing. So I think that the 2 debutants, the reserve debutants, doing magnificent. Liam is saying, I think I need to start practicing more. Well, I think for one, Liam, you might not want to go on to those wet tires perhaps. Look at this, we've got a race going down to turn 1 there. V-Todd is having no shenanigans there from Harry, as he wanted to be the first driver on track. V-Todd, a very quick customer in the 1-lap pace region, isn't he? And he doesn't want to let Liam get by at this stage, does he? So then he's on an outlap at the moment, and so is Harry beyond as well. So everyone's on the medium tires at the moment, apart from Murphy, who's still on the softs. But I have a feeling that Murphy usually in qualifying usually has a lot of bathroom breaks, doesn't he? So that's probably what he's doing right now. We've also got Liam who's on the wet tire, so I reckon that he sees something that we don't. I wonder if there's a big old rain cloud coming our way. Remember, we've had a couple of wet races in Spain, haven't we? I say a couple, I only remember one actually, which is the 96 Spanish Grand Prix, where Michael Schumacher absolutely dominated his first Grand Prix win for the Ferrari, wasn't it? In that very interesting looking Ferrari car, wasn't it? I got to say, wasn't the nicest looking car in the world, was it? But he got 3 wins in that machine, didn't he? In the 96 there, which was absolutely dominated by Damon Hill, wasn't it? Because I think Hill was actually on the front row in every single Grand Prix, wasn't he? More off, I'm sure he was. He set a record, didn't he, for that season? V-Todd then starting his lap now then in the Alfa Romeo, I should say. Then, and I think that I got to say, all I've been doing today is waiting for this Rich Energy announcement, which I got to say, they've really trolled me, I must say. But they have got everyone talking, so technically that is a good marketing strategy, isn't it? Talking of Rich Energy, and I think that the rumours are that they will be sponsoring a minor sponsor on the Alfa Romeo car then. So I've got to say, V-Todd there getting all out of shape there on the AstroTurf there. I got to say, Rich Energy, I love the livery of the Haas car. I think it's one of the beautifulest cars that we've seen in a long time, but their business model's probably not the most trustworthy, is it, in the world then, from William's story. But money's money, I suppose, in the Formula 1, and that's unfortunately has been shown by the Haas team in their driver appointments, hasn't it? Not Mick Schumacher, of course, then, but the other driver. But there we go. We love to hate someone. It's been Lance Stroll. Now this season, it's Mazepin, isn't it? Or Mazepan? I'm sure it's Mazepin, isn't it? I don't really know. V-Todd then, got to say, on a bit of an adventurous opening up on the medium tires in qualifying 2. 2 DRS zones around here on the start-finish straight. It's a very unusual pit straight in the modern day Formula 1, isn't it? It's a very long pit straight as well. Harry, I've just caught him. He's done a 15.8 there. Good stuff indeed there from Harry. Echo is second fastest in the Ferrari. Ferrari were hoping to get some good points here tonight. And of course, they are last in the constructors at the moment. Only 7 points on the board. Jesus is currently 14th fast at the moment. We've got yellow flags then as V-Todd. Oh, goodness me, it's gone into the barrier then. Of course, I think Alonso crashed down there, didn't he? In the opening season of 2015, wasn't it, in the McLaren? And of course, we've also had Ocon that crashed there as well, didn't he? In the 2020 Spanish Grand Prix, but that's not It's not looking too favourable at the moment then for Vitor then, who's currently the slowest at the time runners so far. Milan then out of the final turn, and he is on the medium tyres. Head to the untrained eye like myself, it is looking like that all the drivers are probably want to go on the medium tyres at the moment. Injured Jesus has just thrown the gauntlet right down there. 15.7 there from the McLaren driver. Really impressive stuff indeed then from Injured Jesus. Very nicely done indeed. What about the Renault car? It's one of the Renaults. I just don't know who it is then, but we'll look at that later on. We got Carboy coming across the line. He is third fastest there, 2/10 of a second behind his teammate Harry. Now we've got Emerson in, who's just on us up then. Schender is on the back straight. We're keeping an eye on Schender then. Of course, he's only done one run in this session so far, as he got kicked out, didn't he? Unfortunately, though, he's good to see him back in here now. Serious Mercer saying, I had you up front, Liam, to be honest. I'm awful in quali pace here. My race pace is good enough. It's good, though. Yeah, so, well, it would be interesting to see what Liam could do in the race there, can't we? Because it's two different beasts, isn't it, in esports qualifying in the race. If you've got two of the traits tamed, then my goodness me, you're a fantastic driver, aren't you? But of course, some drivers are much better in race trim than qualifying trim, whilst other drivers are better in qualifying trim than race trim. Here's Schender. Well, we haven't seen him in race trim just yet, have we? But in qualifying trim, looking very handy, isn't he? Milan has gone faster. That's a much better time than from McLaren driver, a 15.2, half a second in front of Indian Jesus. And really impressive times then on the medium tires as well. Then remember that the medium tires is smack bang in the mid range of the Pirelli rubber. Well, Emerson there has just done a very impressive time of a 14.9 there for the world champion, and brilliant stuff indeed then. And of course, remember, he would have probably a 100% record here, wouldn't he? Because he's won 2 of the 3 Grand Prix here, Emerson has there. It's a bit like Ayrton Senna in Monaco, really, isn't it? The Spanish Grand Prix is going to be synonymous with Emerson by the end of ALR's a run, isn't it? Goodness me. Walker coming out of turn 9 as well. I've got to say, flat out there from Walker. And hopefully now he can build on his on a very good Dutch Grand Prix, really, wasn't it? Of course, the rain probably did it rob him, do you think? I'm not too sure, to be honest, but he got his first podium in ALR history. A fantastic performance there from Walker. And I think he can go from strength to strength now, can he? And really start getting some results in the good results in the bag then. Serious Mercy saying Alpha must be desperate there. I think that was in the terms of the in the Rich Energy announcement. Then Walker goes third fastest there in the 15.5s there indeed. Gurman out on circuit as well. Of course, Gurman there is kind of the first 5 races. He's not been he's not comfortable with the first 5 races, is he? But he's been very open about that. Gurman has. But now this is where his season will really begin, I feel, then, for the silver world champion. Then of course getting promoted up to gold as well. It's great to have him here. Then I got to say, I'm a big fan of Gurman in the Haas. Remember all those records that he broke in silver last season. Him and Haas was fantastic, weren't they? 8 Grand Prix wins in a row, and that is unheard of, isn't it, in the world of esports? Brilliant stuff indeed. Then Gurman just feathering over to the right hand side of the course then, or left hand side I should say then, as I got to hold my hands up there. Is that lefty loosey, righty tighty, I think it is, isn't it? Gurman there coming into the Mickey Mouse party section now then. Equals saying, and then you get pole to Mushroom then, as Mushroom is not feeling too confident about tomorrow, is he? As Sergeant say, was Jono too scared to turn up for Spain then? Of course, Jono had got to say, a flipping good time last season, didn't he? A big old smash there in qualifying too on his 50th Grand Prix start. I think John's got some technical gremlins with the old interweb, hasn't he? Which unfortunately is unfortunately not helped him be able to participate, because you do need interwebs, don't you, to play on the old esports, don't you? Knowlesy out of the final turn as well, in at turn 16 then. Knowlesy goes full fast at the moment there, showing some teeth in that racing point as well for the man who's second in the World Championship. I've just missed the Ferrari of Mr. Elite coming across the line. He is on a 16 at 2 as well. I feel some drivers there, the likes of both Ferraris, I reckon, are going to come in and throw a set of soft tyres on and have a proper bite of the cherry for qualifying 3 in the not too distant future. And why is that important? I'm hearing you ask that. The reason why that is important is because, of course, if you get into qualifying 3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on for the start of the race then. And that is why a lot of drivers are on the medium tyres at the moment. Of course, the medium tyres is slower than the soft tyres, but they might be better in terms of race trim. They'll go further than the soft tyres, won't they? Remember the race back in 2013 then, where we had an old Mercedes front row, didn't we? Which I got to say back then was very surprising then. Not as surprising as it is these days anyway. Or of course, these days we've got used to it, I should say, then really. It's the opposite of what I said then. But yeah, Hamilton finished in 12th position then, who was second on the grid. Rosberg, who was on pole position, finished 6th, because Mercedes back then was really quick in qualifying, but the race, they just kept eating up their tyres, didn't they? And it was a very painful start of the season, wasn't it, for the Mercedes team? Or be it then, I think they had 3 wins in that season, didn't they? Rosberg had 2, Hamilton had 1 in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Liam, is a 42.6 in the second intermediate split time as well. Sirius Mushroom very impressed there with a 14.9 there on the medium tire set, which was set by Emerson. That's a very impressive time indeed then. Gurman is second, with Milan in third, with Knowlesy fourth. We have Walker in fifth, Jesus is in 6th position, Harry 7th, Schender in 8th position, Cartboy is 9th, Echo in 10th position. At this moment in time then, Knowles is retired from the session then, so is he happy with that time then? Does he feel that's not going to be beaten? Perhaps. Emerson's also retired from this session as well. Indian Jesus has beaten Knowlesy's time then by the thunderous of margins there. But my goodness me, 4 thousandths of a second then. Indian Jesus in front of Knowlesy. But if he gets into qualifying too, he has to start on an extra lap on those medium tyres, which will be crucial in this race then, because this race is going to be a lot about tyre management, isn't it? Milan retired from the session as well with just 5 minutes to go in this qualifying then. Murphy and Fireshot are still in the pits at the moment then, as they are just biding their time then. I think that Murphy has taken an extra long bathroom break, isn't he? And Fireshot then, who's I think he owes Pirelli a lot of money, because he doesn't like to use all the Pirelli tyres, does he, at his disposal? Because he just he doesn't seem to like qualifying much, does he? Doesn't put much effort in. But I've got to say, but he's still into qualifying too, nonetheless, isn't he? Indian G's then down the back straight at the moment. Gurman's retired from the session as well. That's all. That's for the top 5. Is called it a day in qualifying too. Then I think there's going to be some tears here if these guys not too careful here. Vitard is out qualified, so that's the first driver to be confirmed out of qualifying too. Then Liam Yeo just on watching him now then, as we're coming into the Mickey Mouse chicane. See, you got Ferris coming into the pits as well. It doesn't look like a difficult pit in here, does it? But you can see that there's some barriers that stick out, and you've got to be very much be about your wits, don't you? Otherwise, you'll be having a David Coulthard moment of crashing into the pit entry as well, or a Farf moment as well. So Farf is famously crashed into the Australian pit in, didn't he, in pre-season of season 4, which I like to bring up because I think it's quite funny. Walker is still 6th fast at the moment. Is he going for another run? I think he is, by the looks of this. He is indeed then, as he is thrashing that Red Bull around it. Quite a aggressive rate of knots there. Walker is, as first intermediate split time. He's 007. He's got a license to thrill in the first sector. Bring good stuff indeed then. And come down to the second sector. I really enjoyed the second sector. Really good stuff indeed then. Turn 7, 8 and 9. It really gets my blood pumping. As let's see how Walker takes it as well. Here is 7. And now going into it as well. Let the car run not too wide there, because you get a track invalidation, and you also get beats on that sausage curb as well. Into 9 then, not taking too much of the exit curb. Lovely stuff indeed there for Walker. I gotta say, this is a solid but not spectacular lap there for Walker. 75 hundredths of a second down in the second split. But I feel that Walker wants to push the time down slightly, doesn't it? But remember, this is where the thermal degradation really comes in. I'll just leave it at that. And this is where the thermal degrading of the tyre really becomes extreme, doesn't it? So I'm wondering if Walker saved a bit of life into the tyres for the end of the lap. Then DRS wide open, and indeed he has by a tenth of a second, and that is quite crucial for Walker, and is learning on this circuit, and that could be crucial for his battle for pole position then later on this qualifying session. Very good stuff indeed then. Reckon you could do 3 laps in quali 3 there from Gurman. It's quite a long lap around here, isn't it? It's a 1:16. I got to say, it'd be tight then. If you get out there straight on the get-go, you can do it then, but do not listen to me, because I got to say, in the last race in the Dutch Grand Prix, I was very much big enough for you, Gurman, and then unfortunately you was in the wall like less than a second later. Fireshot then is into the turn 14 and 15 part of the course as well. Equals is loving the 007 reference as well. Harry is happy with his time, and he is not coming back out then. He is 7th fast moment now. Got to say, the debutants are absolutely magnificent. They're really strong debutants from both drivers. I'm loving it. Excellent stuff indeed then, as we're coming down the back straight as well. Will Dan mug him off on the soft tyres then as well? Well, Dan is still in the pits at the moment then, and I don't think he's going to get out for a run. And he's not getting out for a run then, so Dan's toilet break is much longer than I expected. Fireshot in the first sector has done a 22.8 then to start us off on this lap. He is on the medium tyres. Well, Mr. Lee is out on the lap at the moment on the soft tyres. Liam is on the same medium tyres. Echo is not feeling too secure as well. And same with simply Shender as well, who is in 8th position. And Injured Jesus also on the soft tyres. Oh no, Fireshot's invalidated this time. He's going to have to do some serious fuel saving now, isn't he, in the Williams car? Oh dear. Serious Merchant saying it's a bit late now. Anyway, it is, isn't it? So that's a shame, isn't it, from Fireshot then? Is Fireshot going to be able to Walker's retire from the session? And is Fireshot got enough fuel in the tank then to go for one and done then around here? Let's go on board with him now. Cardboy's retired from the session then. I feel Cardboy is going to be very vulnerable in 9th position, and Fireshot is continuing on then, so we'll keep an eye on Fireshot. Half a minute to go in this qualifying session. Echo is going to be the first driver to come across the line then, and Fulham are now leading Everton. It's 1-0 as well then. Of course you get football updates as well, only because I can't turn them off for some reason tonight, but there you go. Echo then coming out of turn at 9 then at an almighty amount of rate of knots. Oh my word, there I was definitely getting very twitchy bum around there, but Echo isn't there. Of course he is a mighty fine race driver. He is born for speed, isn't he? And here he comes then through 13 as well, now into the Mickey Mouse chicane of 14 and 15 then to finish off the lap then. I'm not a lover of this part of the circuit, I really had to talk. I love the final blast of pre-2007. Echo coming out of the final turn, finish line there, third fastest there, and Cardboy is very much on his back foot now, is he? On board with Fireshot. He hasn't invalidated this time around. He is the only Williams left in qualifying at the moment, with Far starting down in 20th position now, isn't he? The former Grand Prix winner. He's won 3 Grand Prix in ALR, hasn't he? Unfortunately, he hasn't won a Grand Prix since season 2 in Bahrain and Sakir, has he? Far fast, and of course he was an early championship contender that season as well. Fireshot coming out of the final turn as well. Of course, Fireshot a Grand Prix winner in his own right as well, and he comes across the line. Fireshot is through into qualifying for the moment. What about simply Shender then out of the final turn then? He's doing a bit of harvesting there, but is this enough then on his debut? He is in 8th position there. Good stuff indeed then. Liam then is between Harry and Liam. Who is going to get through? Liam is out of qualifying, and Harry makes it through by the skin of his nose cone. 400ths of a second separates Harry and Liam. My goodness me. And I've got to say, very close indeed. But Liam is starting in the best possible position then, in terms of starting on whatever tires he wants to. He's going to be on pole position then for the drivers. They're going to be selecting whatever tires they can. Echo saying... couldn't take any chances there. Serious Merchant saying, what a lap there from Fireshot. Yeah, mega stuff indeed then. Really good stuff. Mr. Elite then is out of qualifying in 14th position. Murphy in 15th then. V. Todd 13th. Carboy at 12th. And Liam in 10th position then. Fireshot then. One and done. Goodness me then. And I've got to say, he's very cool as a customer, isn't he? And even Serious Merchant was saying that as well. With a very much cool under pressure, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there from Fireshot as well. So, out of qualifying is here is the list. Murphy not getting out there, so he's down in 15th position then. Mr. Lee in 14th position in the Ferrari. 13th is V. Todd. 12th is Cartboy, and Liam by 4 inches a second missed out on qualifying 3, but he might be happy with starting 10th. 2 debutants of Harry and simply Shender is through into qualifying 3. Fantastic effort there. Fireshot gets Serious Mushrooms lap of the day, so he is through, and after only doing one lap essentially. Only one driver starting on the soft tyre as we get into the race trim in just a jiffy. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Echo as he's through into qualifying 3. And he's going to be electric off the start there, isn't he? So keep an eye on Echo and see what he can do then. We haven't got a sprint race for the qualifying 3 then, even though the FIA is trying to implement it, isn't they? Well, there was a vote going on about it, wasn't there, last Thursday, but less said about the better from my point of view. I got to say, I'm a bit of grumpy old man kind of thing there. I don't like change and all that kind of stuff. Albeit, well, I'm not really a fan of the old sprint races kind of stuff, because I can feel it being a bit of a procession, really. Of it's going to be more for the leader, isn't it? And of course, how expensive Formula 1 is these days, I don't think anyone's going to be taking too much chances, are they? Emerson coming out of the pit said, so he's the first driver out on the circuit. No, he's not. I'm telling a lie. It is the silver world champion of German who's out on circuit then. And here is the Haas driver now. So we've got 10 cars, and who's going to be on pole position then for the round six of the season? And currently we have had 3 pole positions there for Emerson. He was on pole position in the first 3 Grand Prix of the season: Australia, Bahrain, and Vietnam. Walker pinch pole position in China. Fantastic performance there. And then Milan got pole position last time out as well. So Emerson is on a bit of a drought at the moment, isn't he? But I've got to say, you got to be a very brave betting man, haven't you? If you want to bet against Emerson on this course, because he's a specialist, isn't he, around here? Fireshot there is not coming out of the pits again, is he? I got to say, I think Fireshot would have plenty of tyres there, because I don't think he's used. I think he's used maximum of 1 tyres in all 2 sessions so far. He used the medium tyres in qualifying 2, 1 soft tyres in qualifying 1 then. But now he's out of the pits, and as he likes to go against the grain, doesn't he? And he's in turn 1 now. We're keeping an eye on what German can do, and he starts us up now. All 10 cars around circuit. This is exactly what you want for a qualifying session, don't you? German, look at how much he goes on the outside of the track there. Incredible stuff, isn't it? The driver's task in a nutshell is to straighten the course as much as possible, isn't it? And that's exactly what German's doing there by giving him a much wider turning angle there. As he look at the understeer on that Haas. So goodness me, there he's almost on the grass, but it's so inch perfect, isn't it, from the silver champion German? Fantastic indeed. Then I think that was his first DNF in his gold career so far. Last Sunday, unfortunately, as very tricky conditions, wasn't it, for German? But now let's see what he can do then here in Spain. He's very much in the fight here tonight. Then look at that. Then going for turn 9. Then Serious Man saying that Schender and Harry in Q3 on their debuts, cracking job. They've done a magnificent job, haven't they? And I think they might be my stars at qualifying, which makes no difference at all in their lives or anyone else's lives, really. But there you go. German there is coming into 14, 15, and 16 as well. Then do not take too much curb there. You'll be thrown to the out part of the course there, and that's not the fastest part of the that's not the fast way to take that turn, is it? German goes fast on a 14.7 now. Good time then, as we got Emerson's in the pits, and so Emerson then has a throwaway his opening attempt at pole position, and Milan is on pole position there by 0.2 of a second. Incredible stuff indeed. Then what about Harry? Harry goes into third fastest then in the AlphaTauri. Really impressive stuff indeed. Both Renaults have been compromised on their opening attempt at pole position here tonight. Here comes Echo up to the line, and Echo goes full fastest in the Ferrari. And now Knowlesy then as well. I'd love to be able to show the shot with Knowlesy as well. Second in the World Championship. He is a bit of a nightmare race in the Netherlands then, but he's back on it like a car bonnet here tonight. Out of the final turn, Knowlesy is full fast moment. What about Walker? Walker is in... Oh, he's just starting his lap then, Walker is. We have got Harry, who is in third position at the moment. Good stuff indeed. Indian Jesus is fifth fast as he comes across the line. McLaren's are first and fifth as at this stage of proceedings as well. So Walker's invalidated. Tom Goff go around the game. Same with Fireshot as well. Both Renaults have not had a good start, have they, so far? And this is going to get very interesting indeed then. And I think that'll be Milan's fifth pole position of his career if he can get one tonight. Fantastic stuff back from Milan. But he's got a 2/10 of a second, got 2/10 of a second gap over himself and German. German was pondering whether to go on to three attempts in this qualifying free session there, and that would definitely give him an advantage, won't it? Getting an extra run then. Of course, he came out quite quickly. The green light was literally it was basically on when he came out there. Fantastic. Walker a 48.9 in the second split time. Look at the brake disc glowing on that Red Bull. My word then. Fireshot is abandoned his time, come back in the pits. Emerson is out there straight from the get-go. So Emerson there is It's not waiting to the end, is he? Simply, Schender hasn't had a time either yet. 4 drivers then have not set a time just yet. And there's been some mistakes, haven't there? And that's how difficult this racetrack is then. Out to the final turn. Walker comes across the line. He is second fast at the moment now. Oh, my word. He's on the front row of the grid here in Spain at the moment then. Let's have a look at the result. Let's have a look at the grid so far. It is Milan on pole position then for the 5th time in his ALR career. Walker's alongside him on row 1. Fantastic. German in 3rd position. Harry's in 4th. Fantastic there from Harry on his debut. Nosey in 5th position. Injured Jesus is 6th with Echo in 7th position there. Both Renaults have made mistakes on their opening timed runs, and so they're going to have to go for another bite of cherry as well. Emerson is prepping the car then. He's done his out lap. Now it's time to get on with it then. Out of the final turn then. Here is the world champion, and he is going to have to go for broke now, isn't he? Across the line and starts us up, and then simply Schender is also out on the course as well. Sorry, I've got a big head now, haven't I, with all this big hair. I'm going to have to get the clippers out, aren't I? As Emerson there is now coming through turn 3 as well. Yellow flags in the final sector. It is cars recovering back to the pits. First sector time is coming up now for Emerson. It's a 21.045. He's been on pole position twice in this race in the past couple of years or so. Can he make it a 3rd time here tonight? And out of turn 6 as well then, as he's got 7, 8 and 9. A crucial part of this course as well. This is where the car gets a bit floaty, a bit flighty on the old rear. Is Emerson got enough downforce on that back end then through turn 9 as well? Look at that. I love that shot then. It's the back end sticking up in the air. Emerson's 2nd sector time is up now. It's a 48.880. It is definitely there. He is definitely in the mix. He's in the conversation for pole position. Is the Emerson is over the shoulder here as well. Look at how much deployment he's got. He's not got much left on this lap, has he? As his D is almost run out, as we're now into 14 and at 15 as well. As you felt the car wanted to go, continue going to the left, but Emerson was not having it, was he? Out of the final turn then. Finish line is up. Emerson is 3rd faster. He's 2/10 of a second away from Milan, who is the benchmark at the moment. What about Schender then? He has really ruffled the feathers of the old guard of ALR. Oh, he's took too much curb out of 14 now, hasn't he? Out of the final turn as well. Let's see what he could do then. And Schender comes up to the line. He goes 8 fast, and I think he lost a lot of time then on the Mickey Mouse chicane of 14 and 15 then, so I think there's more time in the pocket for Schender. But what a magnificent debut here tonight then. He has really been impressive, hasn't he? Gurman's invalidated his time, and I think he might abandon this and come back into the pits. We've got Jesus there very much on the outskirts of the track there. Far shot, he hates qualifying then, he's not too impressed there on his opening lap then as well. Just must have said, still did a great job under pressure there for a far shot. Yes, he did. As Gurman there coming into the pits as a take in. Oh, goodness me, he's coming in. He's quite wild coming in the pits then. 4 minutes ago in this qualifying session then. Milan is currently the benchmark of the time so far. It's a magnificent performance there for Milan then. Walker alongside him on row 1. Emerson in 4th position there. 900ths of a second in front of Gurman. So he's an old champion of row 2, I should say. Emerson in front of Gurman. Injun Jesus there. Really impressed him this season. I think he has really propelled himself very much into the sharp end of the field, hasn't he? We got next to him is the debutant of Harry. Impressive stuff indeed. Nosey in 7th position with Schender in 8th position. Echo in 9th, and Fireshot, who hasn't set a time in 10th position as well. The track is all clear at the moment, and isn't it? So we've got a bit of a lull at the moment, which is definitely good, isn't it? As you can see, look at how wide this pit apron is, which is quite unusual, isn't it, for an old school track like this. This is one of the longest drags down into turn 1 as well. Echo is on the soft tires at the moment, so he is going to be aiming to get up a couple of positions as well. Remember, Fernando Alonso showed how good he is at starts. I think it was 2013, wasn't it, where he took the lead, didn't he, after an audacious run there, wasn't it? There, I think it was Ferdinand got past both Red Bulls, and I think wasn't it also no, for now, that was 2011, wasn't it? Where Alonso had a magnificent start there. He also had a good one in 2013 as well. I think he propelled himself from 5th to 3rd, if I'm not very much mistaken, which ironically was Fernando Alonso's last Grand Prix win, which I find really difficult to believe there. Fireshot then is out on the circuit at the moment in time then. But of course, Alonso, hopefully I'll have a chance to rectify that this season, being in the Alpine team. Was it Alpine? I'm going to call it Alpine for now. Because of course he had that awful bike accident, didn't he? a couple of days ago, but luckily I think he's okay. He's had surgery on his jaw. I don't really know much about surgery or anything like that, but I know that it went successful. That's all I know, really. Yeah, that's all I know really about surgery. But yeah, would it be good to see Fernando Alonso win again? I think it would be. I'd love to see Alonso win. Yes, he's kind of the bad boy of the Formula 1 paddock, isn't he? And he does seem to choose the wrong teams at the wrong time, doesn't he, Alonso? But I got to say, I do have a soft spot for Fernando Alonso. As I'm just now watching far shots, he's coming out of turn 15. Yep, I got there in the end, 15 then. As Don is saying, good luck, Cart Boy from the Great White North Canada then. Good luck indeed, Cart Boy at the moment. And he is not in qualifying free, but I think he start? I think he's down in 30, if I'm not very much mistaken. It just shows I've got memory like a sieve, doesn't it? Yellow flag in free. So far, shot hasn't set a time just yet. Gurman has started his lap as well with 1 minute to go. Then this is going to be the last. It's going to be the last action then for most of these drivers. And Gurman, I think. Oh goodness me, Farshot almost on the grass there. Gurman and Farshot can have 2 time runs if they've got the fuel. It's a bit of a wild lap though from Farshot, and I think he has abandoned this lap. Then at the back end, it's just all over the show, wasn't it, from Farshot? So he's abandoned that, and he's going to have another bite of the cherry, I feel. Gurman is 2900 a second up in the first sector then. That is not enough to get himself in front of Emerson just yet then. But he's got a bit of traffic up in front of him. It shouldn't affect him too much as long as he don't slow down in the final part of the circuit. So they're all good. They're all slowing right down here. Gurman 2/10 of second up. That's an almighty second sector there for Gurman. Oh, but he's gone a bit too heavy on the throttle there. So he's got a bit heavy footed there. Oh, turn 10. He's got it. Look, the tires are on fire for Gurman there. Oh, goodness me. Has he got enough time to start a lap? Whatever he's got, has he got enough fuel as well? He's only got 20 seconds in, but the tyres are going to be screaming hot there for Gurman. And is he going to be kicking himself in? Because that second sector is magnificent. Walker has done a very good second sector as well. And as it stands along, that'll be pole position then. He's got to keep it neat and tidy then through the Mickey Mouse chicane as well. Gurman there out to the final turn, and Gurman will have one more chance of the cherry. Here comes Walker. Walker's on pole position there by 3/10 of a second. Magnificent from Walker. My word then. I gotta say, he's really lowered the bar as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. Echo out of the final turn then. He's on the soft tyres for the start of the race and he's going to be a menace. He's 8 fastest from there. Simply Schender is out of qualifying. What a shame now for Schender, but fantastic qualifying performance on his debut. He was starting 9th fastest at the very most then. Knowlesy out of the final turn then, and Knowlesy goes 6th fast. He's on the 3rd row of the grid then for the racing point then. And he can definitely do a lot of good stuff from there, can he? Injured Jesus out of the final turn. Milan's abandoned his time then, and Injured Jesus goes 3rd fastest there. Magnificent, but it's Milan who's abandoned his time then. Fireshot then is just in front then, as Fireshot's completing his lap then as well. And so is Emerson. Emerson out of the final turn then, and let's see if Fireshot is 7th fastest. Emerson's on pole position at a magnificent time. Has Gurman done enough then? His second sector is not as good as the last time then. Let's see what the final sector could do then. He was clever on this second Q2 run. Is he going to be clever enough to have some tires there for the final sector? Out of the final sector as well. I think he's ran out of fuel. And that's a shame now for Gurman, as he is 5th fast at the end of that one. But it is Emerson who is on the pole position then. His 15th pole his career. Absolutely magnificent stuff there from Emerson, and he is also back in the pole sitter circle as well. He hasn't been on pole position since Vietnam round 3, believe it or not then, but that was a very short drought, wasn't it, for the championship leader, by 8400 a second there from Walker, who is second. Magnificent qualifying performance there. Milan had a mistake there on his final run, so he is third, but it's no McLaren, row 3. Good to see McLaren back up there. Gurman there made a mistake, didn't he? He was very quick on his final run there, wasn't he? Unfortunately, he made a mistake in the final sector, which cost him, I think, a couple positions there, with Knowles alongside him on row 6 then. Gurman saying he bottled it, and also Schender saying not a good job by me, but I was quite impressed there, Schender, so I thought he did a magnificent job there, but Schender saying he could have gone 8/10 of a second quicker than And as Walker is very up because he's on row 2 indeed. Then good stuff indeed. Brilliant stuff. But my lap on mediums in Q2 was faster from Schender then. So yes, Schender would have got quicker then. I don't think he had a fair crack at the chair in Q3 though, did he? Because I think he messed up his first run there, didn't he? And I think his second run was non-existent as well, unfortunately. But as he could have easily gone to the 14 seconds, but he got a lap invalidated then. But let's get on to the race, shall we? As this is where the points are awarded. Of course, there is an argument where points should be awarded in qualifying, but that's an argument for another day, different time, different day. So as we're now just getting ourselves ready for the lobby as well. So far in this season, we've got 2 wins for Emerson, 2 wins for Knowles as well. Those are the top 2 in the World Championship. Pease then, of course, had a super sub performance in the AlphaTauri to win his first Grand Prix of his career in ALR. He is not here tonight as he is a reserve driver at the moment, but a magnificent return there for... a magnificent return now for who? Who are we talking about? Oh, Pease. Yes, Pease. Right then, so here's the formation lap then. So Harry's saying he lost 2 tenths of a second there. Harry Saunders there is he's not a very happy bunny about that one, but luckily in the race, hopefully you can rectify it as well. But it's a very tough track, isn't it, to overtake around here? Of course, there's a long straight going. There's a long pitch start finish straight, isn't there? So you can't really get longer than that. But of course, it's also about following the cars through the final turn 16, isn't it? So we're on board then with Emerson. 33 laps then around this circuit, and there's a lot of lappage around here as well. There's going to be a lot of strategy variables as well. And talking of variables, there's not really much in terms of the starting grid, is there? Everyone is on the medium tyres, apart from 3 drivers. It is Murphy who's on the hard tyres. We've got hard tyres from Liam Ye as well. And Echo is on the soft tyres. And goodness gracious me, everyone's on the medium tyres. They are keeping their definitely keeping their strategy options open, aren't they? So then as they are now weaving from left to right as they are getting those tyres up to temperature, and this is the formation that the race hasn't started yet. We are going for a standing start then. So they'll line up on the grid slots then and get themselves going then. So let's take you through the grid then. Emerson is 15th pole position of his career, his 4th pole position of the season then. Walker is alongside him on row 1, looking forward to that one. Milan unfortunately made a mistake there by the looks, and he is 3rd fastest. Could have gone for his 4th pole position of his career, or 5th I should say. Oh goodness me, Gurman is off the circle in 5th position. He's really not liking the final sector there. He is 5th at the moment then. Knowlesy is 6th on the grid then. Harry on his debut 7th. Fireshot in 8th position now. I think I got to say Fireshot had maximum effort in qualifying, didn't he? Because he only did a couple of runs, didn't he? Echo in 9th position. Schender in 10th position. Liam Ye in 11th. Carboy is in 12th. Vtol 13th with Mr. Lee in 14th. Murphy on hard tyres in 15th. Equals in 16th. Diego is 17th with Maxi in 18th position now. 19th position is Gunnar, and Farf is last on the grid in 20th position. 20 cars to Spanish Grand Prix, round 6 of season 5 of ALR. So we are now waiting for that green flag then, and hopefully we'll have some lights in there, because in the last couple of races in the gold there, we've had a bit of a false start, haven't we, as well? I'll take them tires tomorrow from Serious Russia as well. Nose on the lights then. We have 4, we have 5. There's a pause, and we are racing in Spain, and it's go, go, go. And Emerson has got away very nicely indeed. Then look at the midfield. There's contact. Gurman's off the track. Gurman is off the track. He is out of the race right from the get-go. Oh, my word. That is a virtual safety car. 5-second penalty for Vtol. And Gurman is going to be furious. What is going on there? But Emerson still leads the Grand Prix. What happened there? What is going on there? And that is a blow, isn't it, from the Silver World Champion? And he was having and it's a 5-second penalty for Equals for ignoring the yellow flags. And we didn't even get over the start-finish line. And already we've had an incident there. And Serious Mushroom has summed up very well with, oh my. And we've also got Taylor saying, wow, Gurman, I feel so sorry for Gurman there, and that is such a shame as well. But Sam reckons that he lost traction. That's a very good point now, Sam. I gotta say, I'm quite I'm a negative, really, a negativist, really, and I seem to go to the worst case scenario right from the get-go. So yes, I wonder if he missed. Yes, and German has just said his tires they were like ice, and he spun it then. So there's me getting all like it was getting very sus. And goodness me, what is going on here? Then we got Liam, who's going on the outside of Harry. Harry that is dropping down the order. He's down 2 positions at the moment. And Harry has loved the helmet, by the way, fantastic. So then we have got Cardboys at 5 positions there, and I think that Taylor is going to be absolutely loving life with that, isn't he? And so set the fast operator and go. Harry's in the pits, and so from problems there for the debutant then. Oh dear, so he's got damage right from the get-go. German is left for race then. We've got a couple of pit stoppers as well. Both debutants are in the pits. Murphy's in the pits as well. Favre is up 19 positions somehow. Of course, as we wait for the tower to rearrange itself as well. So what a shame then. Troy is saying that's so unlucky then. Sam is disappointed as well. Cars took off like a rocket at the start then. Goodness gracious me then. Don saying a fantastic start then. Yeah, Don is going to be over the moon as well, isn't he? So Farford's up 7 positions. Fantastic stuff indeed that he is an electric starter, isn't he? Alright, from the get-go as well. The tire strategy then. Schender is going the soft tires, medium tires for Murphy, and hard tires for Harry. Emerson leads there by 1.2 seconds. He's done a very good impression of Sebastian Vettel, hasn't he? Where he just takes off, doesn't he? And breaks the DRS zone then. So Emerson is in there, but Walker is off the circuit there. And oh my goodness me! And no, Walker is dropping down the order then as the tires are struggling, aren't they? The tires are getting too hot. Thermal degrading of the tires really hurting these guys at the moment as the heat just builds up on the centre of the tire, doesn't it? And it's really causing major issues there for these drivers. And Walker's off again. He's in the wall. Walker is then. Oh, it's not going at all well then. As 2 big names that are having some major issues in this race. And it is German out of the race there before he even got to turn 1. And Walker has spun it. And he is he's going to be frustrated, isn't he? Walker was second on the grid there. What a blow indeed there from Walker. That is a huge blow. And Fireshot is up in the 5th position and fantastic stuff indeed then. And he is really hounded Knowlesy, who's in 4th position now. Knowlesy on a very coolly calculated start to the season, isn't he? Good stuff indeed there for Knowlesy. And he's also having a very cool and calculated start to the race as well. Echo is on the soft tires. He's really struggling. There's a big lock up there from V Todd. Mr. Lee is on the inside then. No, he isn't. He's on the outside, I should say. And it's getting very close in between the 2 Ferrari drivers, isn't it? It's a completely different scenario to when John Todd and Ross Braun was in the Ferrari, wasn't it? As we would have definitely had some team orders right about now, but no team orders in the Ferrari camp at the moment, is there? So they are battling very much as hard as they dare. Echo in 9th position, Mr. Elite in 10th. He is third in the Drivers' Championship last season. I remember it was the second half of the season where Mr. Elite really took off then. And I remember that, of course, F1 drivers do not admit it, but they do have bogey circuits, don't they? So they do not want to admit when they struggle around the circuit, for example, but of course Fireshot has moved up into 4th position. He's got past Nosey under DRS going down into turn 1 there. Fireshot then who missed a couple of opening races here, but I gotta say, really, he has shown some very good form, hasn't he, Fireshot? Exclude Vietnam then, which is his first race of the season. Last time out, he was fantastic, and here again then, qualifying really good then, and the race as well then, doing a good job then. Echo has now really found his tires, hasn't he? Because he's now catched it to the back of V Todd. V Todd has a 3-second penalty, if I'm not very much mistaken. No, he has a 5-second penalty along with Liam and Equals. Both Mercedes then are in the doghouse with the FIA at the moment. I was going to say FAB there, but I'm not sure what FAB is, but there we go. It's going to be a very, oh goodness me, look how gingerly he's accelerating on the tires, Echo is there. And once again, his teammate is right underneath as well. Max has got a 3-second penalty in at 13th position as well. Look at those Ferraris that are swarming all over the back of each other at the moment, haven't they? We got Far Through is very much ready to strike it hot as well. As now coming into turn 10 as well. So in terms of the tire selection at the moment, then it's all Liam who started on the hard tires, is staying on the hard tires. Murphy was on the hard tires, that's come to the pits along with Walker, Simply Schender, and Harry also in the pits as well. So below for those 4 drivers, and they're all going to hope for a safety car, or they're going to have to do some seriously fast lappage around here if they want to get any major points in this one tonight then. And look at how much they're gaining at the moment. Got a bit of a DRS train going down to turn 1. The straight is not straight enough there. So VTOD is trying to go up and under at the moment now. I don't think that's going to happen just yet. Look in the background as well. And we've got a bit of a train now, haven't we, forming behind Liam. But Liam is on the hard tires, isn't he? So he's not going to be too concerned about this whatsoever there, because these are the most durablest tires there. And I think he's going to be trying to get into the very much late teens, early 20s, I think, then. And what tire then not really open up his window for strategy, I feel. But that's as much as I know about strategy. Serious Mushroom says the Thunderbirds go FAB. Yes, they do indeed. There, of course, I used to love the Thunderbirds. My favourite character was Virgil. Yes, he drove the big old Thunderbird 2. And oh goodness me, and Farfus got past 2 cars out, but look on the inside. Mr. Elite there has come back up the inside. Farfar is trying to fry Mr. Elite off the circuit, but he ain't going to be doing so, as Mr. Elite has got a lot of race experience under his belt then, and he is still got in front then, still in front. And far from home then, as Equals jumping down to 12 position moment as we go through the Mickey Mouse chicanes. Right, Emerson's got a gap of 2.3 seconds at the moment, and he's quite formidable around here, isn't he? Indian Jesus, as Maxi is in the Equals in the pits, I should say. Indian Jesus in a very solid third position moment, but far shot there is really starting to get underneath the rear wing of, oh goodness me, there's contact VTOD as Liam comes to blows then, and VTOD there is trying to go underneath the rear wing of Liam, and unfortunately that's not happened as it, and VTOD there recovering back onto the circuit. Oh, and the tires are hot, aren't they? It's a very hot day here in Spain tonight, isn't it? And that is, and of course VTOD there, and he's spun it again, VTOD out there. Oh goodness me, then VTOD, I think there's a lot of frustration there on the Alfa Romeo drive. Remember, Alfa Romeo second in the World Championship in the Constructors, aren't they? And then VTOD there is going to have to just calm it down slightly, isn't he? And get those tires back in a good operating window. Back on board with Farf there from 20th to 10th for the first 6 laps. Farf loves the good old last to first challenge, doesn't he? He's currently 10th at the moment. And look in front of us then is Liam, who was one of the corporates in that battle for 7th position earlier on then, between VTOD and Liam, because I was actually focusing on something completely different there. So I'm not going to call that, because if I call it, I'm going to be completely wrong anyway. Milan is really starting to put his toe down now slightly, hasn't he? As he's now got the fast lap of the race. Echo is had enough of those tires. Only 6 laps in on the soft tires, but remember they have done a qualifying run as well. And you take a lot of mileage out of those tires when you go into a very fast full beans at qualifying effort, don't you? So that's why Echo has only gone quite shallow into this race at the moment. He is down in 13th position, and VTOD is quite a way back at the moment, isn't he? In a 14th position as well. Only one retirement, which is Gurman there, after unfortunately lighting up the ice cold tires right from the get-go, and unfortunately because of that there, he's out of the race, isn't he? Harry has now moved up into 14th position, make that 13th, because Echo is steamed onto the circuit there and gone wide, hasn't he, into turn 1 there. So those medium tires there, they're going to be hotter coming out of the blankets than the soft tires coming off his car there. So, but Echo there really missed his breaking point turn 1, or was he being nice there? I think he might have been nice there. He might have been trying to get out of the way, perhaps. As we're now looking at the back straight there, coming down into turn 10 as well. Farf is 4 tenths of a second away at the moment. Milan there is now 2.4 seconds behind Emerson. Indian Jesus there is being cut adrift there, but a fantastic performance from Indian Jesus. I don't think he's had a podium yet in his ALR career. Farf, got to say, it looks like he's steering in that like a shopping trolley as the back. He's trying to steer with the back axle, isn't he, by looks not Williams? Goodness me. I got to say, as Farfair had an almighty amount of opposite lock there. Maxi in a very solid 10th position now, isn't he? Look at this then. Indian Jesus dropped down into 4th position. There's Fireshot is up into 3rd then, and Fireshot is showing some amazing pace then. And look at this. Oh, but Indian Jesus is going to go back on the inside. Remember that the 2 Mercedes came to blows here in 2016. Where are they? Indian Jesus there, and Fireshot's gone wide then. Indian Jesus is back up into, oh my goodness me. And and Indian Jesus is through, back up in the 5th position, magnificent. And there's Nosey in the background there, and he is just watching and waiting in the shadows, and I'm sure that's the lyrics, as going through turn 9 and 10 as well. There they are, and look at this, there's Nosey there, is just now waiting in the wings, and goodness me, Carboy in the background there was very I got to say, it was very wayward, wasn't he? And far shot then. Would love to have got by Injured Jesus at that stage, but great defending there, great battling between those two drivers there. It was getting a bit rough and tough, wasn't it, at certain stages then, but good stuff there. All got their pieces pointing in the right direction, and that is the main thing, isn't it? We've got a bit of a training form behind Injured Jesus now. Look how much time they've lost when they battle. So it's very difficult, isn't it, for racers there? We've talked about this before the season, haven't we? Where it's a bit of a tyre formula these days, and it's all about just looking after the tyres, and it's very difficult sometimes to let drivers pass them, but Indian Jesus does not elect to do that, and why should he there? And for me personally, I think it's great to see drivers there who are battling it out, aren't they? But of course this might hurt themselves on tyres, and look at the amount of time that they have lost there to his teammate Milan. But of course this is a crucial part of the race then for Indian Jesus, and he wants a podium, and of course he's going to be fighting for every inch of the track to keep that podium. Echo has got the fast lap of the race there. He is on the young medium tyres, and he's done one lap on those medium tyres there. So he's the fast at the moment, and Echo is in at 14th position there, and just keeping tabs on Harry in 13th position, and he's on the medium tyres, and he is trying to get himself back through the field then. No safety cars at the moment as we're coming up to 1/3 distance in this Grand Prix. Emerson is still leading at the moment there by 3 seconds from Milan in second, and then we got this juicy battle between Indian Jesus, Farshot, and Knowlesy, 4th, 5th, and third, fourth and fifth. The two drivers, no disrespect to in front of Knowlesy, is not in the championship hunt, whilst Knowlesy is at the moment now, albeit Emerson is getting the full tally of 25 points, whilst Knowlesy is only getting 10 at the moment. There's a long race to go though, isn't it? A very long one to go indeed then. And now then, as he's coming out of the final turn, then Schurzman saying not saying, but one team's looking very good. It's good to watch though. It really is indeed. Then this is going to be, I think this is going to be a strategical race there, and I do enjoy a strategical race too. We do love the action-packed of ALR more often than not. Then, but I think tonight it's going to be all about strategy as well. And when are they going to come into the pits then? And I think this is now moving into one-stop territory, perhaps now, maybe going from the medium to the hard tyres, perhaps then. But no, I think that's probably the quickest way to go for this race, but I'm sure that a lot of drivers might be thinking about going for a two-stopper then, maybe throwing on a set of soft tyres in the middle stint, or maybe having like it's far shot then going on to the grass side there, and that's going to hurt his momentum. But some drivers then might just like to open up the strategy as well. Simply Shedder is back in the pits as well. He's done 7 laps on those soft tyres, which looks like is the maximum they can do around here. So maybe the soft tyres are probably not going to be the best way to tackle this race, I wouldn't say. Carboy is still 2 seconds behind these guys at the moment, and I think he's just having a nice brief there, isn't he? So then we're on 1/3 distance now then. So it is Emerson leading by 3.5 seconds there from from Milan in second then. Injured Jesus is coming into the pits there for the McLaren team, and so let's see what he's going to go on then. So he is rolling the dice then, and how big is the undercut going to be around here? Well, we're about to find out as well. I'm wondering if the McLaren team have found him a beautiful space as well, going on to those hard tyres then, and that should get him to the end of the race then with 2/3 to go. That's the McLaren team a bit sluggish there to get him away, but luckily that was just a delay on my screen. There is a nice buffer actually between Diego and Gunnar, and there he is. So it comes out in a beautiful bit of track space there. So lovely stuff indeed then. It's all coming together nicely indeed there for India G's then, going for the undercut then. So reacting first then, and we'll see. We'll see what Serious Mushroom is asking. I can't understand why Walker is not moving forward at the moment. He is currently 5 seconds behind Murphy, who's on the medium tyres. I wonder if this race is going to come to Walker and to Equals later on in the race. Farfus off. He's in the wall. Farfus has made a major mistake there, and Farfus is having the driver of his life once again. Unfortunately, he wasn't driving a Peugeot. He was driving a Williams. He is out of the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a virtual safety car. Who is going to come in the pits then at this stage of proceedings? And the race leaders are coming into the pits now, I think. Yes, so it's a no-brainer, isn't it, to go in the pits? And this is a shame for Indian Jesus, though, as he would have loved to go. He should have waited a lap there, shouldn't he? Really? So he might lose a lot of time then to compare to his rivals. Into the pits comes the race leader now at 1/3 race distance there, beautifully falling into the hands of the world champion. Then Milan there coming out of the pits while Fireshot is in the pits. Cardboy has elected to stay out here, as so Cardboy just going against the grain here. He's going to be in second position, and then Nosey into the pits and change onto the hard tyres and for the racing point as he comes out as well. Fire shot there is And that's a very slow pit there for Fireshot. He's out of the pits now, but he has lost time now. Nosey is now potentially going to be up into third by the end of this one. And I think he is indeed, because there's Injured Jesus. He's lost 2 positions because of that very wrongful timing of the virtual safety car. That has really hurt him, hasn't it? Vitol in the pits as well, and the virtual safety car is now been removed, and we're back racing once again here in Spain. But I think some drivers would have loved a full safety car there. The likes of Murphy, Walker, Equals, Shender, and I think that we would also probably have I would have enjoyed it as well, really, but never mind. As Mr. Russell's got, oh my fudge, then is that was a very brutal strategy as well, and I think Farf has already thrown the incident report in the Discord, hasn't he? So I think the less said about that, the better for Farf. But that's such a shame, because Farf's on a strong drive, wasn't he, up until that point? And that's a big blow indeed, isn't it, from Farf's point of view. On board with Cartboy now, and so what is Cartboy going to do? I feel that the soft tyres is realistically not an option for these drivers, is it, today? I think that they've only done 7 laps, the most, which is under the toe of Shender. Everyone else there. So I think it's going to be medium to hard tyres, I would suggest. So, Cartboy, is he going to extend this run and perhaps extend this run in and have fresher, harder tyres towards the end of the race? And how crucial is that going to be then? Cartboy has set himself up to win this race then. Good to get some racing laps in from German there, and I'm not sure, I think he might be taking the mic there. So he did get any racing laps in, unfortunately, for German, which is such a shame, isn't it, really? Because I was interested to see what German could do in this race, and if he was still in this race, this would be a very intriguing prospect indeed there. But Don saying that Cartboy set himself up for a race win here. Very interesting stuff indeed there for Cartboy, but he has to make up time under full green flag conditions unless there's a safety car. So that's what Cartboy's done here. He's opened up his strategy perhaps, and this is going to get very, very interesting indeed then. And flying it through at turn number 9 as well. Nosey there is just been let through by his teammate Diego. Then I've got to say the Racing Point team have got a very good dynamic in that team, haven't they? And I think that's going to be very crucial in their battle for the Constructors' Championship, and maybe for Nosey's quest for the Drivers' Championship as well. Or be it Walker's got a penalty, a 3-second penalty. Walker has down in 15th position at the moment. But you can see we've got a couple of cars starting to queue up now. Fireshot then having a difficult race period, wasn't it, after the pit stop drama, and he's dropped himself behind Nosey, hasn't he? And unfortunately, Injured Jesus there was just unlucky, wasn't he, at that juncture of the race. Fireshot up into 7th position now. Injured Jesus is up into 8th, and Gunnar is in 9th position as well. Gunnar doing a great job. I've got to say, he's gone under the radar, Gunnar has, at this stage of proceeding so far. Has avoided all the shenanigans and is now in 9th position, Gunnar is, and it'll be interesting to see what Gunnar can do from here on in then. Just taking a look at the race leader, here he is Emerson at the moment, and he's got the race in the palm of his hand, hasn't he? The world champion, as we've already mentioned there, is his stock around here is absolutely mega. It really is indeed. Then I think that Emerson is a pretty quick customer around this track, isn't he? Goodness gracious me! He's really impressive, isn't he? Emerson is going for his first Grand Prix win in full race around him. Magnificent. Cartboy is in 2nd position, but he hasn't stopped just yet. He stayed on the medium tires, whilst everyone else came in the pits. And when that virtual safety car came out, it was absolutely perfect, wasn't it? It was like peaches and cream, wasn't it, for the drivers? And that is why. That is why Cartboy is in 2nd position mode. And Maxi is in 5th position mode, and he hasn't pitted either just yet. Liam pitted earlier on in this race, and he is on the hard tires as well. Liam is, so they're going to be in a very interesting territory. But just as I say that, Maxi's in the pits, and Liam is going to be staying on for quite a long period in this race. Then, so this is going to come to this race later on. Maybe he's going to go onto the onto the medium tires later on, and that would give him a pace advantage. On board of Walker at the moment, we've got pit action as well. Mr. Lee is in the pits, and Maxi, where is Maxi going to come out then? As he is of course confined to the pit limiter. There is Murphy, who will have to come in the pits. I don't think the medium tires are going to last all the way to the end of the race. So Maxi is in a very strong 12th position. And then Walker's on the inside of Diego, going into turn 1. That's a magnificent manoeuvre there from Walker. Remember, he's done 11 laps on those hard tires, and so Walker is making those hard tires work to his advantage. And brilliant stuff there from Walker, and he's now coming. Now he's come back through the field. Then just as so, Sarah Russian might be a bit more happier about Walker's progress then. Back to this battle here then. So here it is then. So it's Nosy, Fireshot and Indian Jesus. The roles have been completely reversed now. Let's see how these battling trio is going to tackle this one then. Indian Jesus came in the pits then, and he has got the oldest tires. And look at that double lock up there from Cardboy. Luckily he's going to be throwing those tires away now, so he's not going to be needing those tires there. We're just waiting for the Alfa Tari mechanics that are going to work then, and there he goes and onto the hard tires until the end of the race now for car 34. Cardboy on a very impressive start to the season, I must say. And where's he going to come out then? He's going to come out around his teammate. I think his teammate's going to be in front of him, so he'll be in front of the two Ferraris then coming down the... No, just I say that. There's Cardboy, and here's Harry. Oh, goodness me, they're going to be very close then. And look at this, and as Harry is through past Cardboy and up into... that was very close, wasn't it? I think Franz Toss will be hiding behind his pit wall there. And Harry is in 7th position as well. Can the hard tires go to the end for anyone who's on them originally? I don't think they can, to be honest. That is a lot of lappage. I remember, I think was it a couple of seasons ago, Jonathan and Fireshot took hard tires a very long way in the race, and unfortunately they had punctures. I think it was season 3, wasn't it? And it was a very unusual strategy, wasn't it, for those two drivers, and it almost paid off there. Jonathan was so close to the end, and Fireshot nursed those tires home to finish second, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken. So it was a very good strategy indeed, wasn't it? So then there's the Alpha Tire. Oh, a bit of lock up there from Cardboy. He doesn't want to be locking up too many times on those hard tires, like they'll start to resemble little 50-pence pieces, won't they? And Cardboy wants to get these tires to the end of this race. And look at that, going over the rumble strip curves there. And the car just bouncing very much up in the air. Coming to half distance in this Grand Prix then. Emerson at the moment has got a 6-second buffer at the moment. Maxi's got another penalty though. And these penalties are going to start to unravel, I think, Maxi's incredible race at the moment. That's not good, is it? Milan is second then, and the gap is floating between 5.5 to 6 seconds. Liam in third position there, 16 lap out, hard tires, and that's what I was wondering, is he going to be able to carry him to the end from there? It's going to be it's going to be a big stretch. I doubt he can do it. Knowlesy in fourth position there. Once again, Knowlesy doing a very good job in terms of the racecraft from him. Great stuff indeed. Fireshot in fifth position there with Indian Jesus in sixth. 7th position there was 7th position is Harry. 8th position is Cardboy, come on just behind this teammate. No Timors in the AlphaTauri at the moment. 9th position is the two Ferraris there of Echo and Mr. Lee. Echo is on the medium tyres. I think he's got to come back in the pits. Mr. Lee is looking very strong for Ferrari in 10th position. Murphy is on the medium tyres as well after being involved in some shenanigans at the start. He is so he's on the medium tyres, and this is going to be a bitter blow for Murphy, isn't it? In the Alfa Romeo, so he's going to have to come back in the pits. And Milan set the fast half race set, as we're going to have a bit of to and fro, I think, with the top two. Great stuff indeed then, as I thought there's a car to the left hand side of us then. So Mr. Lee in 10th position, Murphy on medium tyres in 11th position. Then we've got Maxi, who's got 2 3-second penalties, well, not very much mistaken. So that's going to hurt his race. And Walker in Mr. Lee's also got some penalties as well. These penalties are going to start to really rack up now, aren't they? Oh, goodness me. We got Maxi in 12th position, Walker 13th, Diego in 14th position there. 15th position is Gunnar. We're watching this battle now between Gunnar and Equals, 15th and 16th. Gunnar having a very strong race there, isn't he? And I think the Gunnar could potentially get some points. He hasn't had any points so far this season since they drift around the final turn. 17th position is V Todd. Unfortunately, him and Liam came to blows. Otherwise, I think V Todd will be nearer the top of the standings. And simply Shedder, who's unfortunately also involved in the first lap drama there, which unfortunately hurt his chances in this race as well. But he's in 18th position at the moment now. Unfortunately, just not having a very enjoyable race on his debut, as he had a very good qualifying performance. And Equals is going to go up the inside then, and he passes Gunnar. Gunnar dropping down to 16th position as well. And so Equals up into 50th position there. Gunnar dropping down to 16th. V Todd is also starting to really catch those two drivers there. And look at that then, as Emerson has really blown him out of the water there. Goodness me, it was 5.5 seconds to 5.8 seconds after my look. He's gained 0.8 of a second on those last lap or two alone. Brilliant, good stuff indeed from Emerson. They're really putting the toe down, isn't he? Very good stuff. We're just now back on board Cardboy, who's starting to keep up with Harry at the moment. As Harry is doing a good job on the on those hard tires. 16 laps on those hard tires, albeit it's very difficult there to It is very difficult, isn't it, to pass around here. This is very much a car circuit, isn't it? An aerodynamic circuit. You need a good setup around here, don't you? And I think a lot of drivers have got very good setups, haven't they? Into the pits comes Murphy there. He's on the medium tires until the end of the race. Murphy is then. That should get him to the end. No quarrels about that, but he is going to have to be overtaking some cars. He's down in 16th position then. Alfa Romeo, who is second in the World Constructors Championship, is going to be very disappointed with this at the moment because they are getting nil points. And that is not good, is it? That's not good for that team who's second then. So who is third actually? I think it's the AlphaTauri team, isn't it? Well, AlphaTauri are also 7th and 8th for the moment, so AlphaTauri are not exactly also pulling out all the stops and the total points, but at least they are getting points nonetheless, aren't they? Farshall are on board of now. Into the pits comes Liam Yedden. So Liam Yedden is going to be onto the medium tire. Similar strategy to Murphy here till the end of the race. So he's got 13 laps. The Mercedes mechanics are in the pits, and here he is. And car 66. He does have a penalty though, which is could cost him some valuable positions here as well. But he's now on the medium tires until the end of the race, and he's being given the green light to go, and a go he goes. And I think he should come out in. He's going to come out in front of Max here. It's a very long pit lane here, isn't it? So as he comes out, is he going to be out in front? And Carbo's got a 3-second penalty. That is going to be crucial in his quest for some points here tonight. And Liam is going to be still in the points head. So this is crucial. This is very good stuff indeed for Liam. He started 11th on the grid there, and he's trying to repel Maxi. This is crucial for his quest for some points here tonight for Liam, and that is exactly what he's done then. And Liam done a very good job on that stint there with those hard tires. Very impressive stuff indeed then. Murphy's just got past his teammate as well. This simply as Schender is retired from the race, and he is out of the race. He was down in 18th position, and what a shame there for the debutant, but he had a very good qualifying, didn't he, nonetheless. Diashi, hello my loved ones, good evening Diashi. We're on board then with Fireshot now as well. So Fireshot does have a penalty of 3 seconds then. So if he overtakes Nosey, he has to get in front of Nosey by 3 seconds. Milan is set the fast lap of the race then. The barrels at the front are just yo-yoing around at the moment. Yellow flag at the end of the pit straight. It is Schender's car there as the AI insists on bringing the Renault back out onto the track then. Nosey is going to have to get defensive, but he's not going to get too defensive, I don't think, as Fireshot has the high ground. He takes up for a position. Oh goodness me, that AI car is right. Oh my word, goodness me, I thought I wasn't going to AI then. Into the pits comes Harry and Echo as well. Harry is on the medium tires to the end of the race. So is Echo as well. We're going to see some very quick. We're going to see a very action-packed lively end to the Spanish Grand Prix. I have no doubt about that. So keep with it, guys. Then it's been a very strategical race up till this point, hasn't it? Yellow flag is still the Renault car trying to find a place to park. There's a lot of places to park around here. So I'm not sure what the Codemasters AI is doing there, but making a bit of a meal of that. So Nosey has lost that position, but he knows that Fireshot needs to get 3 seconds up the road because he has a 3-second penalty. So at the moment, Nosey has got the high ground, hasn't he, so to speak. Then that is the battle for third and fourth. Then Indian Jesus is only 1.7 seconds back. This is a really good race there for Indian Jesus. Once again, this season Indian Jesus is a completely different driver. He's magnificent, isn't he? This season alone. Then and look at this. Walker is trying to go on the inside. Then down it's turn 10. He's got the position. Walker has. He was battling for the front row in qualifying, but unfortunately, contact there between Walker and Maxi. That gap was going to close there. Unfortunately, Maxi there had some momentum there, but Walker did have the racing line, didn't he? But I'm afraid that Walker there just slamming the door shut there on Maxi in the Haas there. Walker's car there, goodness me, a bit like Far's car earlier on the race there, very much like a shopping trolley. 11 laps to go in this Grand Prix, 2/3 race distance now then, and this one is going to be a cracker, I think, now in the final stage race. And Diego is now good to look backwards because he's got some medium runners that are going to be quite quick at this stage of proceedings, and he will have Harry, who's just got past him and back up into 11th position. That is important for the Constructors Championship, I feel. Murphy has got past Equals as well, and he is over the 14th. And Echo and Murphy are now going to be on Diego's radar as well, because Diego has got a 5-second buffer between himself and Echo, and then of course then he has Murphy, who's a further 5 seconds back as well. As Gunnar is not giving up then in the battle between himself and Vitor. And here they are then. They're really getting very, very... oh, goodness me, that is a bag of wheels there. And look at this. As Gunnar there is not giving up, is he? This is a battle for 16th and 17th. No points is on the line here. But there is a lot of pride from both drivers, isn't there? Great stuff indeed from the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo drivers. Good stuff indeed. I'm really enjoying that. That's great stuff indeed. As we're coming through a turn turn number 7 and 8 as well. Only 3 retirements so far. Gurman out of the race, Farf and Schender out of the race at this stage of proceedings then. Unfortunately, it's been a bit of a bad day in the office, hasn't it, for a couple of drivers. So VTOP then comes down. So simply Schender has left the session now, out of the race there. But I've got to say, he's really done a very good job in qualifying the race there. He didn't have a fair crack of the whip, did he? Which is a bit of a shame now, wasn't it, for Schender's point of view. But hopefully we'll see him back in an ALR race in the not too distant future then, because I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed watching him drive here today. I'm really enjoying watching Harry as well, who's also making his debut tonight. Two very good drivers, I think, for the future of ALR. Very interesting stuff indeed there. Maxi then, of course, 5/10 of a second back from Walker at the moment. He's not letting Walker go, and this is crucial as well, as V-Top then has got past Gunnar in the battle for 16th and 17th. V-Top's next target is Equals in 15th position. Nosey is still in DRS range of fire shot at the moment then, and Indian Jesus is also still in fire shots 3-second penalty as well. So Indian Jesus could potentially be in 4th position. That's an absolutely magnificent race performance, isn't it, from Indian Jesus? My goodness me, cracking stuff indeed. Walker is going to have 20 laps on these tyres. When is he going to come in the pits then? Is he going to try and hang it out to the end of this race then? Goodness me, that's a lot of laps on those hard tyres. Or is he going to have a splash and dash, as they used to call it in the old refueling days, and go on? But instead of a quick fuel stop, it will be a tyre stop. Well, it's got another penalty there, which is now playing into the hands of Maxi. He also ran wide as well, but I think he got enough momentum off that final turn then to stay in front of Walker at the moment. So they come down into turn 1 and 2, as the straight is just not long enough. In the background there is Harry, who's just outside the points at the moment, but he has no penalties, Harry, doesn't he? He's also holder of the fastest lap at the moment then. So good stuff indeed there for Harry, and he was currently at the moment, and he's in the vicinity of some points as well. Liam is now catching on Mr. Elite as well for the 7th and 8th finish. Now this is a good performance from Mr. Elite, really good stuff indeed. Then it's races like this where Mr. Elite really shines, isn't it, where it's about strategy and important pit stop calls, and he's done it absolutely to perfection tonight, hasn't he, in 7th position. Then Cardboy in 6th at the moment, and he's about 5.5 seconds back then. And look at that, Harry now is a really flying look at him. He can see his 2 victims just in front of us now. And in the background is Diego in 12th position. It's a shame for Diego, because he was having a strong race, wasn't he, up until the end. And Serious Mushroom, rubber and run, instead of a splash and dash. Yes, I love that. Yeah, so it will be a rubber and run then for Walker if he comes in the pits. So the question I've got though, will he come in the pits? And I've got to say, that's a very long time on those tyres, isn't it? He will have to go at least another 8 laps then, and that'll take it up to 27 or 28 laps on those hard tyres as well. And so he's going to be very much have to be twinkle toes at the end of this one, isn't he? As we're into the last stage of this Grand Prix as well. Maxi is all over the back of Walker. Maxi feels though that he needs to get by as quickly as possible if he wants points in this race. As just now there he is, Maxi, who of course Walker ran him out of road, didn't he, coming out of turn 10, 11 and 12. So he would like to get past quite pronto here, because he's got Harry right underneath the gearbox now. He's going to be breathing down his diffuser with 8 laps to go. Emerson has now got the gap up to 7.5 seconds. It's been a textbook race here tonight for Emerson. Milan has got the penalty, hasn't it? But that shouldn't affect him too much in this race, as he's got a 15-second buffer over Fireshot in 2nd position then. And Fireshot flying the flag quite nicely for Williams tonight. Brilliant stuff then. Liam is now all over the back of Mr. Elite there. Mr. Elite there might be having a sinking feeling there in his fuel tank, in his diffuser, and maybe in the sense as well, because he can see Walker coming on a brand new medium tyres, and Jeff would have told him about that. And I think Liam now might be targeting 6th position Cardboy by the end of the race. And I don't think I don't think he'll be able to. I don't think he'll be able to get in front of Cardboy, perhaps. As look at this, and it's Liam is up the inside, takes in for this way. Maxi has got past as Walker's in the pit set, and now it's look at this, straight to just as Maxi's got some free air. Harry is snuck in front of into 9th position, and that is good stuff there from Harry. That's exactly, it's falling into place then, isn't it, now for the debutant? He's up into 9th position, and he's got a bonus point as well. He's going to get fastest up on his debut, which is exactly like what what Rosberg did in the Bahrain Grand Prix 2006 for the Williams team, which looked similar to the AlphaTauri in one way or another, I suppose, from the front end anyway. So Max has now got Milan's got 2 penalties in quick succession here. That'll be up to 6 now. Yeah, he's got to watch out because his advantage is going to eradicate quite quickly. Same with Max as well, because he's now 9 seconds worth of penalties, which means Diego has been propelled into 10th position. Oh goodness me! Then so Max is going to find 2 seconds in the remaining couple of laps or so. Well, but he does have 2 drivers on medium tires going quite quickly. Don says, "Can you pass a message on to Carboy? He has the fastest set of fresh tires in the top 6." Yes, indeed, he does. That Carboy does. See, he has got 10 lap old hard tires compared to 15 lap for Indian Jesus, 14 laps for the top 4, which Nosey is actually quicker now than Fireshot. And so the roles are reversed in this race, and it's been a great race on battle between Fireshot and Nosey. Really good stuff indeed there. Two veterans of the game, haven't they? Of this esports competition. And look at this, and his Echo is gaining. Diego is going to have to defend, but look at this as the far he's going to go down the inside. Oh, having to stamp on the brakes there. Equals is in the pits there. He's had enough of those tires, hasn't he? He's in the pits there on the soft tires. We got 2 drivers on soft tires, Equals and Walker. Walker's having to find, oh goodness me, about 16 seconds worth of time if he wants to get into the top 10 at the very least then. And as Echo then would like to have got past Diego on that lap alone then, because now he's allowed Murphy to really get intrigued in this battle for 11th and 12th position there. 7 seconds up the road is Maxi, but Maxi has penalties. Murphy doesn't have any penalties at all, so Murphy could propel himself into a point now. Up until this stage of the season so far, Murphy has scored in every single race. His worst position was 6th position in Australia on the last race in the Dutch Grand Prix. Unfortunately, unless he gets a safety car, I think that worst position, 6th position, is going to be to the worst position of 10th now, but he needs to score points, doesn't he? Because it's a long old season, this one is, and there's going to be a lot of twists and turns. As we're coming out of the final turn then. Now then, as Echo is very much half a second away then. 4/10 of a second away. Look at that, he's dropping down quite quickly, but Diego has really put a spurt on down this back straight. Walker has set the fast after the race then. And I don't think that's going to be beaten unless it's by Equals or himself again, as everyone else is now going to be looking after these tyres then until the end of the race as well. Far as Serious Russian is saying that Fireshot is a one-man defender, and Nosey just needs to stay away from the penalties, which Nosey is very good at staying away from the penalties, isn't he? He is 6/10 of a second away from Fireshot, but Fireshot, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken, has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Indeed, he does. Maxi currently has 9 at the moment there, and that at the moment there in turn is costing him a point there for the Haas team, isn't it? So I think it's going to be Murphy that is going to be in the box seats now. It's a battle for the final point, then it's going to get very intriguing. In the final stage of the race as well, we've got a car. Walker's off the circuit, and oh goodness me, Walker was pushing on the soft tyres there. The back end looks like it's stepped out of turn 8 there, and Walker, oh, he's in the wall, and goodness me, that's a safety car. Oh gosh, there's a safety car right at the end of this race as well, and there is going to be a lot of drivers unhappy about that, I feel. Oh dear then, and Emerson there, who is dominate this race then, and I think Emerson could have a free pit stop here. It's going to be difficult though, because if Emerson has a free pit stop, is he going to be able to get in and get back out in front of Milan if he doesn't have a pit stop? We've got pit action then all the way down then, so yes, into the pits. Echo is elected to stay, and so Maxi's in the pits, and they're all on the soft tyres, and Diego in the pits as well. Safety car right at the very end of this race there, and it's really thrown the curveball right at the end of this Spanish Grand Prix to Taylor. Yikes, and Serious Russian Walker's luck though. Emerson is in the pits then. Of course, he does have the high ground. He doesn't have to win on track now, does he? Because of the penalties that are around in Milan. He's got 6 seconds, and so is Fireshot as well. That could be crucial in this race, couldn't it? But Milan's elected to go into the pits as well. So maybe do as you do, sir. He comes out of the pits as well. Milan and in the pits as well. We'll take a look at the penalties then whilst the safety cars out. But we've got a sprint finish, I think, till the end of this Grand Prix. Some drivers, I think, are going to elect to stay out. Don is saying, stay out, cart boy, stay out then. So then, is cart boy going to stay out then? Is I think that cart boy, is he going to It's going to be very interesting, I think. I think the top guys, it's a no-brainer to come in the pits then. But I think after that, Carboy has come in the pits then. But after that, I'm wondering then if the likes of Liam Yeh and Mr. Elite might stay out. Liam Yeh has stayed out then, and he could pick up a couple of positions here, Liam Yeh. He is in the delta of the safety car. But look, he is now propelling up the positions, and he is in third position, Liam is. He has no penalties either, so Liam Yeh has elected to stay out. He has 10 laps on the medium tyres, so Fireshot is down in fourth, Nosey in fifth, and India Jesus coming out then. We got a 3-second penalty there for V Todd. Harry into the pits well. Also, I think the AlphaTauri team there are a bit sluggish there as they were still servicing Cartboy's car. He's out of the pits now then, but Harry there is could also get some major points here as well then, so this is going to get very interesting, isn't it? Diego is pitted on the last lap then. Maxi has pitted on the last lap as well. Maxi's now in front of Harry. He does have penalties though, but Maxi's in that position. Harry in 10th, Diego 11th, Murphy in 12th, Echo in 13th position there. Gunnar has elected to stay out there, and I think that Gunnar probably should have come in the pits, I feel, as those hard tyres there are going to be not going to be very good then. So only 2 drivers have not come in the pits then. This safety car window, as safety car be for 1 lap, Serious Mushroom saying then. So I think at the end of the next lap he'll be coming in then. So Liam has not come in the pits then, so he's prepared himself up the third. Fantastic. He has no penalties either, so that's a crucial part in this race then. And so I think that it's going to. I'm wondering now, Ben, how is this going to play out? There's a lot of drivers that have penalties. Let's take a look at the penalty situation then. Milan has 6 seconds, so does Fireshot. Why is this crucial? Because they're all going to be backing up under the safety car, and it's going to really bunch them up then, going towards the end. And there's no DRS either, Serious Mushroom saying that's exactly right. I completely forgot about that. I'm glad you guys read the comments there, because I completely forgot about that. Milan has got 6 seconds. Fireshot has 6 seconds as well. Carboy has 3. Mr. Elite has 3. Maxi is, I think, might be the biggest loser in this, so he's 9 seconds worth of penalties. No, we've also got a couple of penalties as well. Diego 3 seconds. 6 for Echo, 3 for V Todd, and 3 for Equals. In terms of no penalties at all, Gunnar has no penalty, so he could get himself some points here. Murphy has no point. No, he has no points at the moment, but he has no penalties either. Nor does Harry, and Harry could potentially go up to as high as 7th here. Brilliant stuff indeed. That Fireshot and Milan there are going to be ruining their luck though, aren't they? Oh goodness gracious me then. And Troy is saying that Liam's going to have to defend for his life. I always think yes, because he's got 10 laps on those medium tyres. But Serious Mushrooms already said that Spain there's no DRS here, and he's also said Spain is always mad. Then this has been a very much I gotta say this has been a very much more of an endurance race rather than a like mad ALR race tonight, hasn't it? Goodness me, it's been about strategy and everything. And all of a sudden we've had a safety car after Walker damaged the car, didn't he? And on the big smash around turn 9. I think he's the only driver to have a smash around turn 9 in this race. Fantastic. Well, not fantastic for Walker, but fantastic for for the drivers out there. Good stuff indeed. Then saved cars in the end of this lap then, and the crocodile is caught then. So we're going to have a mad sprint end then. So Milan is going to have to find 6 seconds there. Fireshot's going to have to find 6 seconds as well. There is going to be a lot of very unhappy drivers, I think, at the end of this one. And we have got 2 laps to go. Emerson has had this race in the palm of his hand. Now he's got to make sure he nails his safety car restart. Because up until now, then I don't think anyone's really caused him any kinds of worry in this race. He's been absolutely magnificent from start to finish. Emerson has, and I don't think he's relinquished the lead, if I'm not very much mistaken. Impressive stuff indeed there. And as Troy saying, that's a very good call from Liam. It is indeed. He's propelled himself right up into third there. Remember, he started 11th, and when's Emerson going to go? He has dropped the hammer. We're back racing for 2 more laps around Spain. And here we go then as well. Then. So we've had a bit of the long-winded version. Now it's the sprint version, and here we go. And look, Fireshot's already alongside Liam then, but no, he isn't. He's just in the wheel tracks of Liam. Liam is not going to give up though, is he? And he's going to go on the outside. The soft tires are going to be quicker, but that is dancing on the outside. And Fireshot's through, but Liam's dropping down the order. And Liam is dropping down the order as well, but look at this, and his Carboy is through as well. Oh, Liam then has been wrong-footed there by Fireshot as well. And look, we got Mr. Elite going on the inside as well. Liam is struggling on the medium tyres. Then we got Harry who's got past them, Maxi as well, as Harry is now making his way up through the field. Here we go then. He's mentioning going to be a bit of a mad end to this race, and it is indeed, isn't it? Now Liam is defending for all his worth, and he's trying to drop down the order, and he's getting, oh goodness me, and look how slow he's going through turn 7 and 8, and that's because of those medium medium tyres, isn't it? He's trying to go up underneath, trying to go up and under. Not quite, though, at the moment. So, unfortunately, I think that Liam has no penalties, though, so this is not over yet, is it? Nosey is on potential. Gooner's off, and it's a smash then right at the end there for Gooner. What a shame. I think that's Gooner's first retirement of this season. That is absolutely a shame now for Gooner, because he would have, I think he would have got some major points, major positions. I'm not sure if we've got points out. We've got a bit of a queue now behind Liam then, as the medium tyres are starting stronger than Emerson's at the fast lap race. So he's got that fast lap back in it, so he's trying to go for the full house, like Cookie did last season. And look at this, and Liam, is going to have to defend them. Mr. Lee is going to go on the outside, then he's sticking to the racing line. He's side by side, he's going to break much there, but Liam, is staying on the outside. Oh, the forward is still there, not quite in. And look at Harry there, he's just going to go for that. Oh, that door's closed. He's damaged the car, Harry has. He has damaged the car. Maxi's got a 3-second penalty. That's going to take Maxi well out of contention now. That's 12 seconds then. Diego trying to go on the inside, then that's allowed Murphy to go through. Diego having a squirrel, and look at this as Murphy's got on the outside. That's an amazing couple of corners there for Murphy. Has he got the purchase? He's got the purchase, he's got the grunt, he's got 10th position. Magnificent now for Murphy, and he passes Maxi and goes up into the 10th position. So Murphy there is could get a couple of major positions here as well as they float through turn 9 as well and coming down the hill. Harry's got a penalty as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but I'm going to mention it twice then. But it's not so nice for Harry, is it? As we're back on board there with Murphy there, and once again Murphy there would be very happy with the safety car, because I think the best he would have hoped for was 10th. Now he's looking at maybe 8th or 7th in this race then, as we're on the final lap of the race. We are on the final lap, and Emerson wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Nosey is second, and Indian Jesus on the podium for the first time in his career. I completely missed the end of that race there, but wow, what a magnificent finish as well. I completely forgot that he was on the final lap. Emerson there, he won this race. This is his first Grand Prix win of the season, his 21st Grand Prix win of his career as well for Emerson, and he's got the full house, pole position, fastest lap, and the race win as well, and he is absolutely loving that, isn't he? Nosey has extended his lead in second in the championship, though, hasn't he? After those late penalties there from Milan has really cost him. That safety car has really cost Milan a guaranteed second here, hasn't it? Goodness me. There's much the same one ended. Yeah, I completely missed all of that though. So I think the final results then is going to be a bit of a surprise for everyone then, isn't it? When we get to it. And here is the final classification then from the Spanish Grand Prix. Hats off to the top three there for no penalties at all. Good stuff indeed then. Emerson there, pole position, fastest up, and the race win. Absolutely dominating performance there. Nosey in second position today. Brilliant. That's a very calm drive then. And that is why he's second in the World Championship. Amazing stuff. Indian Jesus, a debut podium here tonight. He was brilliant, wasn't he? Indian Jesus was fantastic. He was robbed of that virtual safety car earlier on then, but I think it came back into his hands later on then. Milan in fourth position now, 6-second penalties later on for chasing down Emerson, cost him. Fifth position was Liam, Carr in sixth, Murphy seventh, Far Shot is eighth, Mr. Lee is in ninth, Harry on his debut in 10th position, Diego in 11th position, V Todd in 12th position, 13th is Equals, 14th is Echo, and Maxi in 15th position. Unfortunately the penalties was too great. Out of the race then was Guna, late retirement, both Red Bulls retiring late on then. Walker retired then, causing the late safety car. Simply Shedder there unfortunately retired earlier on. Far out of the race, and Gurman also out of the race. Didn't even get past the start line, I don't think. Also out of the Grand Prix here in Spain as well. And we've got Emerson there in the gantry as well. Emerson, your 21st Grand Prix win tonight. Amazing stuff indeed then for you tonight. But you got the full house as well. Pole position, fast up, and the race win. You love this place.
Yeah, Tornes is one of my favourite tracks. To be honest, I had a bit of an issue with my controller earlier. Like, I don't know, there was something wrong with the analog stick. It was kind of pulling a bit to the left, so I kind of I don't know, I kind of had to adapt to it in quali. But yeah, relatively simple race. Led every lap, I think. Was quite lucky with the fastest lap at the end with the safety car, because I know other drivers and everything put on mediums or soft tyres at the end, and were obviously way quicker than the old hard tyres. But yeah, happy to get the Grand Slam, and yeah, we all did that for Echo's friend, didn't we? We all wear the helmet and everything, so yeah, that was for him.
Yeah, it was, and a good sentiment there indeed. There, Emerson. Yes, indeed. Of course, everyone's wearing the purple and black helmets tonight for Echo's friend and neighbour. So yeah, very good from all the drivers there. I think everyone almost had the purple and black helmet. Really good stuff indeed. Then, yeah, this season so far, Emerson, I've got to say you had a lot of technical difficulties at this stage last season. I remember saying that you was very much behind the eight ball, but this season you started off so well. Your third Grand Prix win in 6 races.
Yeah, it's a lot better start this season. I'm quite happy with it, but I know it's quite a lot harder being the one to beat rather than being the person chasing the person to beat. It's not as easy as it seems, to be honest. It's actually quite a bit of a struggle having everyone chasing you down rather than being the chaser. I kind of prefer to be the other way around, but yeah.
Really good stuff indeed. Well done, Emerson. Absolutely fantastic. Your 21st Grand Prix win. My goodness me. Let's come to Knowlesy then, who finished second today. And I've got to say, Knowlesy, you had a mammoth battle there with Fireshot and Indian Jesus there. It was absolutely the star of the stream for majority today then. How was it for you?
I'm going to watch it back then. Well, at the beginning in the first stint, when I was behind them both, I was just saving ERS, saving fuel, keeping in that DRS range so that I had enough energy to basically to overtake them if I needed to. But then when the VSC came out, we all pit anyway. But yeah, really just had a bit of a controlled race, just seeing where I was going to finish. Just waiting for penalties to add up for everybody else. I had 2 warnings from lap 7, and I was bricking it because I thought I'm going to get another one here and get a penalty. But thankfully, it didn't happen.
Did you know about Fireshot's penalties? Because I think he had 3 or 6 towards the end. And so when he overtook you, was you panicking or was you like, I'm happy just sitting behind him?
Yeah, I saw the penalties in the top left, so I knew what he had at the time, or at the 3 seconds as well. When I think that was on the first stint still. So yeah, I was pretty confident that as long as I didn't get any penalties, then I'd be all right and I'd be able to jump him. So yeah, it went well.
And really good stuff. On your return to ALR this season, you've been absolutely magnificent. There's only been 1 DNF to your results so far. You're second in the championship, and your consistency is really paying off at the moment.
Yeah, I think, well, I say in any racing, is consistency is key, isn't it? So points means prizes, so I'm aiming for a trophy.
Lovely stuff indeed. Well done, Knowlesy. Brilliant. And let's come to the man who's been on the podium for the first time in your ALR career. Jesus, what an amazing, by the way, that wasn't blasphemy. Jesus, what an amazing race today. Fantastic. And this podium's been a long time coming for me this season. You've been a bit unlucky, but today it all came together.
Yeah, it's been a tough season, to be honest. But I also got unlucky today with the VSC because I pitted 1 lap prior and then the VSC came out and then stepped me like 10 seconds back. And I thought, you know what, this might be the end of it today. But I just kept my head down and I just stuck behind Nosley and Fireshot, I think, and just pushed.
Yeah, when the VSC came out, I think we was all talking about it on the stream about how unlucky you were there because was you going for the undercut there? Was you to see if you can get in front of your competitors?
Yeah, exactly. Because I saw Fireshop was really fast behind me, and he put me a lot of pressure. So I thought I'd just undercut, get a bit of a gap, maybe keep him out of my DRS. But yeah, that didn't work out.
And the thing of the day really has been about the lack of penalties as well. And like your two gentlemen sat to the left and right of you, you've got no penalties today as well. So was that key for you today?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I had 2 warnings by lap 10 or 11. And I was already panicking because I thought, you know what, I'm going to get like 6-9 seconds of penalties and that's it. But I just, in the second lap, really found my rhythm and just kept my head down.
Really good stuff. Well done, Jason. I'm hopefully speaking to you more often in the season. Brilliant stuff indeed. And that's it for Spain in gold tonight. And fantastic stuff, wasn't it? We had a race of 2 halves. We had a race of very much all about strategical elements. Now, all of a sudden, Walker really put the cat amongst the pigeons, didn't he, with that late safety car. We'll see you tomorrow night for silver, 7:30 UK time. Gamer versus Troy, round 6. Be there.